All right, so we're live, but I'm waiting for J-Rob to finish telling this story here, gang, and then I'll. Oh, they're done. Okay, so I'm gonna bring them
Oh
in.
shit!
All right,
On my
everybody's here.
ass. I want more details, damn it.
We'll get them after the show, man. After the show. All right, welcome everybody to Deadlands,
Bob.
and Drake's got his sidekick Doggy there.
He had to come say hi. I don't know what's up. What do you want
Woof,
to come
woof,
up here
woof.
for? Huh? You gonna say hi to everybody? Who is that? Is that a puppy? Are you gonna say hi? Speak. Ruff. Why do you look terrified?
He can't hear. He can't hear me. Is he old? Is he deaf?
No, he can hear you. Who is that? Is that Marbanya?
Yeah, the only one we're
He
missing
just
tonight.
doesn't want to bark in my face. He knows better.
Try.
Where's your toy?
Yeah, there we go. It's working. I had my volume down. Cool. Any Musu. Pet the pup. What the? Was that the dog?
Yeah. Sure, let's go with that.
It's related to J-Rob's story.
What's going? Oh, I see Gorgio's over here in the chat. He may or may
Yeah,
not,
apparently the wife's driving.
because the wife is
You know,
driving. That's a good thing. If he's had drinks, it's a good thing the wife's driving.
well, they're heading somewhere to take care of a family matter.
Gotcha.
We won't go into the details on stream.
No, nope. There's no need to go into the details at all, man. Family stuff. Everybody's got a family, so everybody can fill in the blanks. You know. You're killing me, Smalls. I love that shirt.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Yeah, cool. Whatever happened
Some
to
of
that
it's
kid?
kind of see-through.
Some of it's see-through.
Well, it's doing like the green screen effect on some of
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Oh,
so what do you guys remember from last week?
we were getting on a boat.
A dentist.
it. Yes, we met a dentist.
You met a dentist.
His name was Dr. King Schultz.
That's right.
I think he just stole a wagon from a dentist.
He had a tooth.
He had a what?
A big tooth
Oh, okay.
on the wagon.
For a second there, I thought you said he had a big caboose. It's like what?
I didn't get to check. You never know.
Big old molar up there on this spring, and it bounces around as it squeaks as he drives it down the road. So yeah, you came back to Big M Ranch. You hired a boat to. Let's see. And Gorgio says he would like to think Al is hanging out in town trying to add ladies to his business, or he is still passed out drunk on the boat. Okay. I don't know. Maybe we'll leave him at the Big M Ranch. Maybe. I'll think about that. So we'll say he's not with you guys. Maybe, remember, he got so drunk he shit his pants because he was going to try to outdrink Jeb Hexman last week.
He's still a little hungover.
Yeah, a little.
You know, and when you drink H.G. Willikers shots like that,
2-day boat ride.
and you're not used to it, if you're not H.G., fuck, H.G.'s liver's pickled already. So hello,
I'm
Caesar.
surprised he's lasted this long.
Passed out in the woods, bent over a tree stump, is what Caesar said. And Gorgio, take that. Yeah. So, anywho, so you guys came back to Big M Ranch. You hired a boat and a barge, and had the boat push the barge out here at Big M Ranch. Offloaded your wagons, your horses, and stuff. And your goal is to get this boat right here, which I'll share that map with you guys again, if you don't already have that. And your goal is to get that boat up and floating again. But right now, that boat is sitting up here on the beach. It's listing over on its right side, and it's facing the direction the arrow is. It's listed over on its right side.
Didn't we patch it up?
I went back and looked at the video thinking that you guys had, that you didn't roll any random encounters, and we passed some time. But I went back and looked at the video, and unless I happened to miss 5 seconds where that was said, I think you guys rode across the ranch. I don't know, Brad. What do you remember? Do you remember patching the boat up or not? I mean, it doesn't
I
really
thought
matter.
we were going to patch it up for a little bit because we were also talking about getting back, how we'd have to have someone take the wagon and follow along on the shore in case there's problems.
I said we had talked about patching it up, but that was prior to actually getting there. And then when
Right.
we basically ended after we got to the town, talked to the guys, they had some other problem going on.
I think
Did they
we had
discuss
made
with
it
us?
to.
You made it back to the North Shore, this hidden cove on the North Shore. Because remember, this map
Yeah,
is
then
back.
we talked about. I think then
yeah.
we, in theory, talked about what we were
Yes.
going to do.
Yes, but you had not started patching the boat up yet. And this is probably where HG may come in handy. I don't know who else has got some like craftsman type skills. But the trick here, your plan was to get the thing floating and hope you don't get one of them crazy storms that comes ripping through the maze now and then and float it around the other side of the island and fix it. But I don't think you guys had started that yet. And I think we did roll some dice to see how long it would take to fix the boat. Do you guys remember that? No. I was thinking that six days came up. 6 days was coming to my head for some reason, and I thought it's because we rolled a dice, or we rolled a die, or some dice.
Well, we're going to definitely set up our RV.
Yeah, where are you setting that up at?
At a convenient campfire.
Is this fresh water? Can the horses drink it?
No, it should be
It's
salt
salt
water.
Yep.
There's a river running
water.
down near here.
All right, so I say we set up the wagons like across here, so we have like a whole little secure little valley.
I'll share that one back with you guys. Let me do some map management on the stream client. I don't even need that map
And
anymore.
we can.
So it'd actually probably be pretty easy for HG to turn his distillery into a water desalinizer. And all you gotta do is boil it off and run it down.
Yeah, so you guys have come to pretty close to here. There is a way down that goes into this North Cove, and on that big map, yeah. So there you go. Put the posse token over there.
Hello, that's big.
The posse token. I love the posse token. That must be the far side.
It looks just like the far side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I think it is.
So we're just a little east of the Sulphur Spring, where it
Well,
leads to the
the Sulphur Spring and that spring branch right there comes down pretty close to here. I mean, there's probably water, up the top of the hill and around the corner or whatever.
It might be fresh.
It is coming from a place called Sulphur Spring, though, right?
True. Maybe it's just a colorful name.
It could have been discovered by, Hezekiah J. Sulphur.
Main thing is, though.
Most likely, it means it's a hot spring.
That's what.
Like I said, I can set up a little machine right down by the beach and just desalinate the seawater.
Yep.
And I've
I'll
got a
assist
fill with the
HG.
hoods and everything. All I gotta do is just boil it off, run it down, let it evaporate, run it down.
Just like distilling whiskey, you're just gonna
Yeah,
distill distilled water.
I've got the between making my moonshine. I'm sure I've got the pots, the hoods, the pipes.
Hey, and I'm sure the salt itself could have some applications as well.
Yeah, it will end up
Yeah.
with salt. So you'll have salt as a byproduct. You'll probably have to.
Do try to save me some of that salt, please. I think I could have some use for it.
I can put those in the beans.
Hey, we can use it to salt cure meat, so maybe they won't go rotten so quickly.
We could have jerky.
I gotta look at something.
Well, isn't that? I say they're already salted. That's what makes them cured most of the time.
It was just a thought. I don't.
I say some of it you can like salt and crust. You can really like make a shell onto it, which helps it save. But
You can. There's some
Oh, yeah.
cooking fish method that involves doing that. We could do that with the fish from here.
yeah, I'd say all the cured meat we're getting is all basically had that done to it. It's the same thing.
With that in mind, though, you guys more than anything, you're talking about water, but you get camp set up here, and I'll go ahead and minimize that map up on the stream and bring this one back. You're gonna set camp up there in your little circle, Drake.
Sorry,
Well,
yeah. Yeah,
There's a fire down here.
put the wagons back here, you know?
There is an actual campsite with a fire and tents.
Are you down there looking at that old campsite where those guys were?
Yeah, but I mean,
Give
there
me
is
a-
technically a campsite here.
Give me a survival roll or a notice roll at +2.
Let's see which one is higher. Where the hell is my notice roll? There it is.
Yeah, not a problem. Cat size. Oh, I thought it was calling.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah,
edge.
yeah.
What happened to our tokens?
Your tokens aren't on this map yet.
Oh, they were a second ago, I thought.
No. Anyway, you're looking at this, and it's been what, a month since you guys were here?
Probably more than that, because didn't it take like 3 weeks to get up there the first time because we were hauling the stuff?
At least a month.
Let's see, I'm updating the calendar. You guys are here. We'll say, because it took you, it's a full day's ride across the ranch. And I mean a full day's hard ride across the ranch. It's about 30 miles across this mesa. And it took you about a day to get here by boat, a little over a day. So it's the 17th of June, 1879.
Yeah, I think it took longer last time to get to shore because we were pushing pushing barges.
Yeah, we were going really slow because of that.
Right. Well,
you had to stop at night.
You pushed a barge on the way out here, so it's the same thing. And nobody travels the mesa at night that's got any sense. There's pirates and others that do, but most of these boat captains, they'll put in someplace. They'll try to make these little hidden coves and stuff. Nobody wants to be out here at night. It's dangerous shit. And all right, so you guys show up back here. I remember rolling dice. You did not have any random encounters as you came across Big M Ranch. Correct.
I do remember that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I like that part.
Do we run into a bunch of dead cattle and shit?
You did. Yeah, you've seen. Yeah, you've seen.
Shot,
You've
like
seen.
we found before.
You've seen them scattered here and there. Some of them in various stages of decay. Up to a month or month and a half old, and some of them slaughtered as recently as maybe a week.
When you say slaughtered, are they actually
No,
taking meat?
no.
Or are they just shooting them?
They're just shooting them, letting them lay there.
Bastards.
So you guys get to camp, you start setting things up. HG gets his distilling equipment out.
Well,
Timmons starts setting things
Jeb's got
up, and
plenty of meat to eat, then, doesn't he?
he got plenty of meat to eat, Jeb. Lots of it. But Timmons, you would notice that that your food is, you're going to have to do something pretty quick about food. Your food is turning. You're sitting here, that's no good, and you're throwing this out, and that's no good, and you throw this out. You got a bunch of rotten shit in here.
Does it seem like unusually rotten? Like
well,
something's up?
Yeah, something like this. So you've got a cured ham in here, a salt cured ham. It's been smoked and soaked in salt brine and then smoked. But it's just like green and like it's been around for 2 years and not just 2 weeks, the last time you stocked up on supplies or whatever. Yeah, unusual.
Could I investigate this meat further and see if I can know anything from my time traveling around in the wilderness so much?
Yeah.
Once Timmons gets set up and, better part of a half a day or whatever, he's going to go, within 200-300 yards of the campsite and set up some snares, small game snares, rabbits and squirrels and chipmunks.
Catch you some food. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
Jeb,
see if there's any wild berries and stuff like that growing.
Okay.
He's got a pretty high survival. Well, he's got a 6 in survival.
Well,
so.
we'll do some survival rolls here in a little bit then. Jeb, when Timmons gets here, starts setting up camp, HG gets his distilling equipment out. He sets it up over here and starts toting buckets of water, the salt water over. Tells you, don't worry about it. I'll make us some drinking water. You go down, you start poking around this old camp, and you're looking, one of these tents is kind of tattered and the wind's torn it down, but you look for a second. Was that a wisp of smoke? And you go over and you kick the coals around, because I had you do that notice roll there, survival roll. You kick the coals around, and this fire's been used probably in the last couple days.
Probably within the last 24 hours if there's still embers.
And you start looking around. And you can see there's tracks here where in this sand and clay, in the storms that you've had come through recently, there shouldn't be any tracks here. Hell, it storms all the time out here in the maze. So somebody's been here recently. Somebody.
Hey guys, I think somebody is using this area as a camp every so often. This fire is still hot, like embers. Takes a small stick, sticks it in the fire, and stirs it around. Pulls out a flaming stick.
Are you gonna try to blow on it? Get the fire going again?
Ooh.
No, I was just showing that it was still hot by stirring it around and kind of getting the end of the branch lit.
Yeah, because
that's breathe. Did he actually blow?
That's what I was saying. I think we came to the conclusion that there's no. That's one thing that Jeb Hexman cannot do, is fan a fire back to life with his breath.
Should we perhaps follow the various
tracks? How does he talk?
Technically, I should be able to still inhale and exhale through the lungs. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Your lungs are
a worm farm, brother.
It's probably a little squeaky though.
Yeah, he might be a worm farm.
Oh look, there's some dust.
But as long as he practices, heavy social drinking, he can kind of keep this stuff in check and prolong the inevitable rot that will eventually overtake it.
COPD. So how early did we discover the tracks, or did he discover the tracks and footprints?
Well, I don't know if you guys would have traveled 3/4 of a day and stayed at that little cabin up by, what is it, Shady Spring, Shady Lake? Or if you would have just tried to make the whole.
There one night.
Yeah, I think you stayed there on the way through. So
one night.
It's like 2 p.m. then, by the time you get here.
So,
it's still early.
So I guess I'll rephrase my question. How fast did he find those tracks before we set up camp? In case we don't want to set up camp.
Probably pretty quick, right at the beginning. I mean, within 5 or 10 minutes, you guys being here.
So, do we want to set up camp here?
Well, it could just be people from the ranch. I mean, it's not that big of an island. They're out here checking the herds and whatnot.
It might be prudent to set up an ambush watch just in case somebody does come back to this campsite.
Is there enough room to set up down here?
Can
We
we
could
try to determine how many people are making these tracks?
We might be able to set up on the far side of the overturned boat. Kind of stay hidden. We wouldn't be able to have a fire until we discovered if
No,
they were
I don't
friends.
think we need to stay hidden as much as we need to just be on the map better.
Yeah, tokens on the map would be very useful.
All right, then. Let's see. I've got some stuff in here that I don't need in here, like that. And
Marbanya,
that.
could we set up down here instead? Is there enough room?
Let me pull Albert out. He's not here. Can you set up where?
Down here.
Oh, yeah, that's big landing. That's, shit. There's
Wait, you said the ship's like the boat's like right here somewhere?
Yeah, the boat is where that purple arrow is.
I was thinking about
so let's do where the green arrow
Actually,
is.
I think the boat was over here. So,
okay.
So it's sitting about where that red arrow is.
So yeah, we'll set up where the green arrow is, kind of off the boat, and
right beside it.
If it's raining or something, we can still work on the boat. And
okay.
But I think the first thing we want to do is we'll pull the wagons down in there and tie off the horses, kind of explore the area, find the tracks.
Where are you putting the horses?
Down here.
You might want them a little farther away from the camp than that. But
I mean, for now, until we set up camp.
Right. Okay.
But we wanna check to make sure that there's no stowaways on the boat.
I thought I had a wagon token in here somewhere. I do have this. And but I think that's just clunky in a way. We'll leave it there in case we need something like that. But I don't see. I sure as hell thought I had a. Well, I guess I don't. So draw me a couple of squares where you would have your. Well, they don't have squares in here, do they?
No, I don't think they do.
All right.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, you can do squares. You just have to shift left, right, click, like you're drawing us a.
There you go. Oops, I put that in the wrong damn chat.
COPD, Scuzzer. Caesar. I'm gonna call him Scuzzer from Effort now. Yeah, there's some tokens. Let me just do that real quick.
I mean, I don't know how to make it with the the background and stuff, but and there it is, all hitched up, ready to go. I don't know.
All right, give me just a second. I'll have us a token here.
since it has big oars on it, I'm hoping there's this big ass drum in the back part of it somewhere.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
Well, I mean, I know the a lot of the ships that used oars did have somebody with a big ass drum that would keep the rhythm.
Yes, very much so. Mr. Hexman, are you a skilled drummer? Out of character, dude, I'm playing in character.
Yeah, I realize that now. I'm afraid I can only whistle.
Hey, if anyone gets to sit on their ass in the back of this boat and beat a drum while everyone else rows, I think it should be me. Only seems fair. I'm the oldest.
The elder statesman makes a good point, I must admit.
The elder statesman?
How old is HG?
Old. Very old.
Going on 80.
Is Rob Conway with you guys?
The rhythm.
75 is what I have.
You get the blues. Come on,
I
the
imagine he
rhythm.
is.
You get
Uh,
the blues.
He's kind of no, he wouldn't be. I'm pulling him out. He'd be hanging with
Oh.
Albert.
He's back at the ranch.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch,
God. I haven't heard that say in a long time. Flashback to, what was that, 7th grade English?
I don't know where you heard that, Vino.
No, I believe it was my 7th grade English teacher used to get off track on different topics during class and then would get back on topic by saying that phrase.
Yeah.
So,
Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Oh, too loud.
Meanwhile, back at the motel.
Meanwhile, back at the motel. Coy! How'd you get that big heart motorcycle up there on it? High dive, Coy. Yeah, farmland ain't gonna get it from me, man. We'll do some forest daytime. Nice, soft, some birds whistling. Oh, there are too much birds whistling. I ain't digging that either. Okay, it's quiet. It is quiet out here on the mesa today.
It sure is quiet.
Why don't you just play some pretzel and be done with it?
Yeah, I could do that. Or just some music. Do I have any music? Yeah, forget it. So, okay, you guys decide to go ahead and set up camp. You set up camp. Jeb, you're looking at these tracks. You guys want to investigate them more? You want to start working on the boat? What's going
I'm going to investigate the tracks.
Simmons is setting up the wagons, getting the mules situated. I think a good spot for the mules and horses might be over here.
Probably, yeah. Sheltered, but away so you don't have to, like, wade through horse piss all the time.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so Jeb,
We'll put a lantern over there and give them some light so we can see what's going on at dark.
I need a survival roll, Jeb. It has to be a survival roll or unskilled.
And I'm gonna join him since he just invited me to.
By the way, are we going to reset bennies and cards?
I don't think that, didn't we say last week that we really didn't spend any of that stuff? We were going to let it ride? Is that what you, because I said, do you guys want to let it ride or not? I gave you the choice, and somebody said they liked the cards they had.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't quite remember that, but I'm okay with that because.
Yeah, except I've got, here, let me do this. I get rid of one of them. I get rid of one of them because I pulled 2 wild cards off the tracker.
All right.
I still have too many chips there. So I
Do
got
you
5
see
chips.
something, Jeb?
I was going to use a Benny. Use a fate chip. I'm sorry. That's better.
So you used a white fate chip, re-rolled it.
Yep.
Jeb, been a lot of people through here. Traffic's been pretty heavy. None of it on horse. The only horse tracks is what you guys brought in here with you.
Does it seem to be coming from the way we came in, or through another?
Well, you follow them
area?
back up here, and then they just kind of disperse. You know, what little you can see. You get up off this sand and this clay, and it's a little bit harder to track up there.
Do you need another survival?
I mean, you gonna head out on the range and track these
I'm
guys down?
Well, I'm going
Can
to see if
I
there's any
support roll him?
evidence. I'm basically trying to see if there's, if they may have gone close, if they're nearby. I'm not going to go like chasing too far after them.
You can. How you gonna help him out, Doc?
Well, he's looking around. I'll also look around and point at things.
Do you have survival?
I'd imagine.
I'm quite good at surviving.
I would imagine being an herbalist, he could probably look at the plants and says, "Yeah, somebody just walked through this, area."
If you're pretty good at surviving, you can go ahead and give me a roll. Oh,
He's like, somebody took a crap over here.
Jeb, your trait roll was fucking 1, dude. But it's a good thing for the wild dice, though, isn't it? Or wild die.
Indeed.
So between the two of you, you come to the conclusion that these tracks are, I mean, some of them down on the beach are a couple of days old, say 4 or 5 days, probably since the last storm. And then some of them are like 24 to 48 hours old. And it doesn't look like anybody has, none of them are coming this direction. They've
So they're all outgoing.
Yep, yep. And you get to looking around, and you can
they-
see a couple of places where there's been some boats drug up here on the
Okay.
yeah, where they've gotten out. But the tides washed most of that away.
In other words, they probably set up camp here during the storm, waited it out, and left.
Well, as far as you know, it hasn't really rained. You haven't seen any rain.
So it sounds like they're landing or dropping people off.
Yeah, like can we look around to see if there's any signs of boats anywhere else around? Like if they had tried to hide them in the foliage or anything?
Yeah, you could check the foliage, see if they've stashed some boats. No, you don't see any. Not around here. I didn't know if you meant like climb up these buttes right here and look out over the
That's a bit much.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that if they were going to hide the boats, they'd do it. There's a lot of shrubs and stuff around the wall.
Yep. You find no boat.
Can we look up and down the beach, see if there might be a little bit further down or something?
Yep.
Or any other tracks.
I say we circled the island around this way when we came in.
Right.
You did?
But we didn't see anything. I thought we did.
Nope, you didn't see
No,
it.
so I mean, they can't be, if they got boats, they can't be big,
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like rowboats or,
Yeah,
little schooners.
like 2 or 4-man boats.
Possibly might have a little sail or something.
Maybe not even that. They could have come from it. If it's
A bigger
some
boat,
sort of
yeah.
problems, they could have been like come from another boat, either as an emergency or as some sort of conspiracy ninja assault.
Well, it was Reverend Grimm's guys last time, wasn't it?
I do recall hearing that this reverend sent some fellows here. Perhaps he sent additional men who came by boat.
Well, shit's gotten pretty ugly in the maze recently since this big fucking rail war battle that was fought outside Los Angeles. The storms are are wicked. Sometimes the sky turns orange in the middle of the daytime with these storms and shit. Not so much up around Shanfan where you were, but the farther you've crept south down here towards Big M, the stranger the skies and the weather has gotten. And you know that you haven't seen any rain or any storms since you guys were north of Shanfan about 4 days ago. So you know that anything you see here after that deluge for 2 or 3 days would have to be fresh. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
What if somebody came on boats, dropped off some of their associates, and then left on boats, leaving the others here to track around the island and shoot these cows?
Then you would have the situation that we're in now. Because that's what happened.
Yep.
Okay, so to put a bunch of stuff together here, you guys have been to Dwight Shelton's farm and the ranch proper. You know that the shit. What do you call it? The where all the cowboys stay. Not the ranch house, the bunkhouse.
Bunkhouse.
Yeah. So the bunkhouse is typically capable of handling 12, 15 guys to work this ranch. It's a big fucking place. Right now he's got like 3 guys working for him. He hasn't had a chance to get anybody else. He's been busy trying to save the last few head of cattle that he's got. He had about 1,200 cows. He's down to about 300. And he says, if it gets much lower than this, he won't be able to survive. And he would have told you the story about how he came from Texas and brought his own, prime stock of beef with him. And he's been breeding these, cows for 10 years because he knew that there would be opportunity for food out here. And so he moved his family out here and started this ranch about 9 years ago. Well, he's fallen on hard times. I mean, he may not pull through this deal because they've wiped out 3/4 of his herd. Um, they've managed to get a bunch of his cows back down around the ranch proper where they can keep an eye on them. They've kind of herded them down there, but they can't keep them there forever. They've got to eat grass, and cattle. A herd of 300 cattle will wipe out acres and acres quick. Now, somebody's asked me a question here. All right. Doc, you were asking me something?
Was I?
Yeah, you started to, or you or Drake, somebody did. Anyway, okay. So you look around and you can tell that there's, in the last 4 or 5 days, there's been people here um, as early as has arrived here as early as maybe 24 hours ago. They've all headed inland. You don't see any tracks coming back this direction. And it appears they came by boat. HG, you get your stills set up. And you start cooking things away over here. You doing anything else? You going to assess the damage on the boat or anything?
Yeah. Figure out,
did
what kind of
that.
supplies I need.
We
Anything
already
like that.
figured the damages and how much lumber it was going to take to repair, and we did all that before we left, so we knew how much to bring back.
Right, but you haven't seen the boat since you haven't seen the boat since you came back. It's been sitting here for a month. They could have torn it up,
Yeah.
But you get to looking at it, and it doesn't look like any more additional damage has been done. If anything, the tide's kind of pushed it further up onto the coast here, the shoreline.
Drag Dock did some more for us.
Yeah. But
Well, I think Timmons is gonna, by the time he gets all the shit out of the wagon set up and set all the snares up, that's pretty much nightfall for him.
it'll be nightfall for you guys. You're going to go out and set some snares up. So we'll do some survival rolls in the morning. see if you caught anything. Looking at the weight of this boat, you've got 4 mules, some horses, a bunch of rope. You know, can you span?
Did Dr. Schultz bring his Clydesdale in his wagon?
I believe he did.
Yes, I did.
So you got a fucking big draft horse too, huh?
Yeah.
Plus a grumpy old donkey.
So we got pretty near 6, 7.
Horsepower.
Well, Jeb's horse is here, right? But not able to ride. I don't know.
I probably left Kerman back at the Big M Ranch.
Your horse's name's
So
Kermit.
4 mules, a Clydesdale, and a donkey.
Okay.
As I say, it doesn't get into whether or not I can actually excavate using burrow, but like I said, BTM discussion as far as story wise. Use it to, like, you know.
I would say that it would actually speed things along. Yeah.
Move it back in.
So you guys figure, number one, you're gonna have to reconstruct the cabin and stuff up here. Make this more of a deck boat for hauling wagons and shit, and then storage and cabins and bunks down in the bow of this thing, or in the lower deck.
The hold.
Right, the hold. So thank you. I couldn't think of the fucking
welcome.
word. So this is going to have to be torn off anyway. If you tore that off, it's probably going to decrease the weight of this thing considerably. So all that said, give
And
me
we can probably use it. Probably recycle the wood and whatnot too.
give me a D4 and a D10 HG.
Oh, hold up a second. We're
Okay.
not going to do all that work here. We're just trying to get the boat seaworthy to get it back around to the ranch.
Weren't we going to
Work
take
on
it to
it
a
at the
lumber
dock.
mill?
Yeah,
Yes, but I'm talking about
We're not going to do all that.
I'm talking about getting enough weight off of it to drag it off because it's like up here.
Oh,
Yeah. So getting enough weight off of it, and you're gonna have to tear that off anyway. 5, 6, 6 days, about 6 days. So there's the number 6. Maybe, I don't know. So about 6 days, you guys figure you'll have this thing seaworthy. So we're gonna pass a little bit of time here. Doing whatever you guys want. Do you want to wake up in the morning, see if you've caught anything in your snares, track these, try to track these people down, try to find a little beaver?
Jeb is going to attempt to basically hide during the night while everybody's sleeping and kind of keep an eye on the camp and the wagons and such.
so who would be working on the repairs? Timmons has repair.
I just got my weird science.
I have repair.
Well, if I was setting, let's say, wasn't I setting up? I was setting up the
Repair's
engine
ability
mainly.
to take apart and fix mechanical gadgets, vehicles, weapons, and simple electrical devices. Also covers the use of demolitions and explosives. So you can use tools and electronic stuff.
I have performance, so I can pretend like I'm working.
Who's
and
got
he also has boating, Timmons.
Yep.
Okay. Timmons has repair. HG, what do you got other than your weird sciences and you know how to put metal shit together?
Well, since it was row-based before, we were looking at putting a Ghost Rock engine in it.
Right, which you wouldn't do that out here, but
So he was. No. Other than that, I got weird science. I didn't take repair.
I think that makes enough
somewhat
sense
redundant.
that between patching this boat, getting it drug off here, maybe, you're going to spend a couple days tearing this structure off the top of it to lighten it up a little bit. HG is going to be digging around this thing. You guys get it off there in about 6 days.
I do got chemistry. So I could make adhesives, and there's a sulfur spring nearby. I can make pitch to water seal it.
Well, if it actually does have sulfur, it could just be a hot spring.
Still might have pitch.
Jeb.
Possibly.
It's generally found. For the hardened parts are found anything that's volcanic areas. We are right on the coast here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
and at the very
Or
least,
Pacific
it's a
Rim.
hot spring, so stands to reason that there's probably volcanic activity not too terribly far away.
Also, there's enough seismic activity that the entire coast fell into the ocean. So
Plus, we knew if we were going to need pitch, and we would have brought it because we did an assessment of this boat before we left and wanted to bring supplies to get her seaworthy
Yes.
because we had this plan the whole
Yep.
time.
Mr. Hexman, I was totally unaware that you are a geologist.
I know a little bit of everything.
Well, I know he knows some stuff about dirt.
how it tastes.
Screw you, Timmons.
He is
Screw
quite good at digging up from it.
Well,
That is true.
just don't die on us all the time, and you won't get buried. That's all I got to say about that.
Don't bury me, and I'll just come back.
What?
You're not sure about that
So,
yet, Jeb. You
If
wouldn't
we
have any
think you're
idea
dead,
about
we just leave your body laying in the road, even if you might not be dead.
I mean, at least take me with you for a few days before you bury me.
Did you try to poke him with a stick?
I poked him with a stick.
And Mr. Hexman,
I
in my
actually hit him
home
with a
country,
shovel a couple of times.
when something dies, you bury it quick. The smell, whew.
And the smell isn't already that bad?
No.
Well, it's better than it was.
Does Jeff smell himself or no?
Yes. Yeah, he kind of like lifts up his arm, smells
I
his
don't
armpit.
think. No, I don't think Jeb smells himself. He did because he can't. He doesn't really breathe. I mean, it's more of a bodily reaction than anything. But he has to speak. You're right. So, I mean, he's got to be able to pass air through his vocal cords. So I don't know. I don't know how.
I think smell
Hello,
would be
Dragon Bait.
affected. Possibly.
How are you?
Which reminds me, Mr. Hexman. And Dr. King Schultz will open up a pack. And when we were back in town buying goods, I believe Mr. Schultz actually bought some perfume. He's going to hand it over and say, "This might help you smell a little bit fresher."
Is it at least men's cologne and not women's perfume?
If
He's gonna
Marb
smell like a
says,
dead whorehouse.
if Marb says it can be a man's cologne, I'm not going to.
It's either or. Doesn't. I mean, what did you buy? Were you
Ladies.
expecting to gift it
It's
to a lady?
It's 1879 CK1. There you go.
No, I didn't buy it expecting to give it to a lady. I bought it because he stank. I'll say.
probably would have gotten cologne then. Or at least men's perfume.
Let me
I'll
ask you
take a
this.
sniff. Am I able to smell it?
Yeah, we're going to say that breathing does your body no good.
Yeah, I don't need to breathe.
The merchant said the ladies would be on me like a pack of wild dogs.
Like flies on dead meat.
Hopefully.
There you go.
It
Like
will
flies
do
on
something
shit.
similar.
Like flies on Timmons?
Ah,
Well, actually, Jeb
no,
you,
Jeb has more
equating
flies on him these days.
shit?
Yeah, that's true. Like flies
The
on
don't
Jeb.
come near me no more. They got something better. Move over, Timmons. There's something smelly.
Oh, so yeah. I mean, it's cologne. It's eau de toilette. Eau de toilette, right? Toilet water. I don't know.
You the toilet?
Eau de toilette. Yes, it's toilet water. It's perfume. French.
It's the eau de toilette du BM. Because we're at the BM Ranch.
You're at the Big M, not the BM Ranch now.
Well, this is not the BDSM ranch.
Well,
Don't
I don't
forget
know
to be
what
classy.
Albert has planned.
Or what he changed it into in our time away, right?
Well,
he's doing right this minute.
He's nursing a hell of a hangover is what he's doing. I mean, that was just day before yesterday, 3 days ago, that he got drunk and shit himself. No, because you guys were in Shanfan for a couple of days. So, about 5 days ago. All right. So, you guys get settled in. It is the first night. And Timmons has went up and he's set some snares around.
And I'm keeping watch on the camp and the area.
Yep, so you guys go ahead and set yourselves up where you want to be, put the wagons where you want the wagons to be, and kind of get your camp set up. So, in case something happens, I know what the layout of the camp looks like.
I'd like to get up there if that's possible. Kind of hide in those bushes.
Well, I
This
think
is
you can
rubber
still walk.
race.
What's that?
I think we should put a campfire here somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure there's a whole big ass. Yeah, there's a huge ass. Whole H.G. Willikers shit going on, and
Well, did you build a white man fire or an Indian fire? Because I was always told to.
well, he's got a distillery going, and I'm sure.
Right. Yep.
So we probably got a couple of fires going. We got about 5 lanterns, so we're gonna put a lantern over by the horses somewhere. And we've got the
Probably
place
up
kind of
here,
lit up.
like the easy walking area. We want to keep that illuminated to see if anyone's coming down here.
All right, so somebody give me a D20.
I got it.
I'll do it.
The night
Dan
passes.
beat me to it.
The night passes with the lime green dye, the key lime pie dye. That makes me hungry for key lime pie.
I don't like key lime pie.
Dragon Bait's
I would
watching
like
some
some
work
fruit
again.
pie.
I prefer lemon meringue.
Oh man,
I knew a
anything
girl who-
lemon tastes like pledge, like furniture polish to me.
I knew a
If
girl that
it's-
tasted like key lime pie once.
Oh,
if
did
it's if it's done right, there's just a taste of lemon. It's not overpowered.
I've been told to drink
If
pineapple
somebody
juice
says
before.
pie, it better be apple. That's it.
I can go for some cherry. That's also a good option.
Cheesecake.
Remember when
Right.
McDonald's used to have cherry pie?
I kind of want some
Yeah,
coconut
great.
cream pie
Cherry
now.
turnovers.
Say grape is the big one around here.
Grape pie?
Grape pie?
Grape pie.
Yeah. I'm in the Finger
hell?
Lakes.
I've never even heard of a grape
Oh yeah,
pie.
we have
I
a
didn't know
grape
you could make
festival
pie that
every
way.
year. Mm-hmm.
You
People
can
come
make
from
pies.
all over the place to get them.
You can make pies out of just about any sort of fruit.
Okay, I have to go to McDonald's and now get some apple turnovers. I'll be back in like.
All right.
Bring us some.
Bring me a McDouble while you're at it.
Do they just have delivery? You can stay here and order.
I think we might actually.
I would like $20 worth of pie, please.
Oh, like Uber Eats delivers
Yeah.
McDonald's here.
Yeah, Uber Eats handles McDonald's.
Guys, who uses Uber Eats to buy?
I just don't want
McDonald's?
somebody
Lot of-
eating my French fries.
I
Yeah.
thought it was for the drunk people,
mean,
so they didn't have to try to
If you go
drive
to
there.
McDonald's and somebody orders fries, who's not eating the damn things? Right?
Who's not
That
sticking their
bitch
head
is
in that
in
back?
my bag, eat my French fry, guaranteed.
I wouldn't if I worked for Uber Eats, and I'm sure Scoot wouldn't, which he
Is
does
there-
work for Uber Eats.
Is there an option to like tip the driver a fries? Just like an order fries for the driver?
Yeah, you
I
just order
want-
McDonald's because he's gonna tip himself on your shit.
I once tipped a topless dancer a fish filet-o-fish sandwich from
What?
McDonald's.
What?
What was the context that led to this?
It was in Atlanta, Georgia. It was during WrestleMania weekend. I wanted to go to a strip club, and so we went out. A couple friends of mine and we went out, and we stopped at McDonald's, and I managed to bring I believe it's called filet-o-fish.
Yep.
on the menu. I managed to bring one in, and I tipped her with, here's your tip, with with a filet o fish.
I like to imagine you slipped it in something, you didn't just hand it to her. Just tucked this down there. Thank you again.
I now, in fairness, I also gave her a nice cash tip as well, but I figured the filet o fish would just set it off, and it did. She saw. Wound up having a very nice conversation that night.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure there was a lot of conversating.
I have a story about a little place outside of Fort Benning, Georgia. I just want to say there was some fillet of fish going on, but it wasn't something that was brought in. It was just left up there.
There just seems like
Oh,
Georgia's not
God.
an exciting
I'm
place for
worried
all
now.
this.
I'm worried now.
It's like tartar sauce and everything.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right. Let's.
In fairness,
So
the stripper in question, no, she didn't have any filet o fish tartar sauce issues. She was a very nice lady, very well built, very intelligent woman.
Hello, Messy Fresh. Messy Fresh. I like that name. I like that name.
Totally opposite in Fort Benning. Totally the opposite. Everything you
She
said, I could have said she was not.
she did this thing where she had pearl necklace. Okay, legit pearl necklace,
Hang
not the
on.
ZZ Top song.
Do I need to mute you guys off the stream for a second?
I don't know.
I think
Depends.
we do need a disclaimer, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an adult stream. I'm about to talk about titty nipples and pearl necklaces. So if you're under the age of 18, get the hell out of here. Anyway, a part of her routine, she took her pearl necklace and she could hang it from each nipple. Her nipples were that taut, that strong, what do you want to call it? She
Firm.
could string her pearl necklace from each nipple.
like at the same time or one at a time?
She did she did one at a time, she did two at a time.
The one at Fort Benning could open your beer.
With your tip.
Okay. No.
Mm,
No.
and give you your bottle cap back.
Yeah.
It'd be more impressive if it was a can.
Ingorgio
gotta
says
agree.
someone scrubbed Jeb down.
This
I
was
got to
back
agree
in
with you.
'89, so they were pop tops then. They weren't twist offs.
I must agree with Doc Fung over there. Celestial. It's more impressive if it's
That
Yeah,
would be impressive,
yeah, it would.
especially if Foster's can.
I have a feeling that it would require some sort of piercing in order to do so.
Or a lot of dexterity.
Things like a
No.
little snail tongue.
I think we're getting incredibly off topic.
Yeah.
So is
Yeah.
it nighttime? We're looking around at night.
The first night passed. It is now the morning of
Can I look if there's any new footprints
18th.
or anything around?
Jeb was up all night watching the camp.
Yep.
Timmons is waiting for someone to wake him up.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
I mean, eventually he wakes up, but like 10:30 when it starts to get hot.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we should do a weather roll just to see what's going on with the weather. You think? I think. Where's my tables? Tables. Current weather.
Where is Timmons right now?
He's
In the
under
boat.
the wagon where he's sleeping.
Oh.
See? There.
Ah, I didn't see his token at all.
Somebody moved the wagon.
The wagon rolls over him in his sleep.
So let's see.
I wonder what the weather is today.
Partly cloudy, but calm.
So yes, if it's partly cloudy and not raining, can I go investigate for any changes in the footprint situation?
You can. Timmons, you got some snares out there. You're gonna let them rabbits cook in the sun?
No, he's gonna eventually get up and go check them. Let me give you a survival roll.
Doc, no new track.
Well, this is good, yes.
Timmons, you do manage to catch some fresh game.
Breakfast?
Yep.
Hastenpfeffer?
You catch a possum and 2 rabbits, and one of the rabbits, when you get to it, is half rotten already.
These were non-lethal traps. No, I'm kidding. That
Can
might
I-
be the better idea. So Timmons like, maybe I need to make some cages and stuff so they don't die and then start to rot.
After I look around, can I look around for any vegetables that might be useful and also plants for my various herbal remedies?
Sure. What do
Why
you
can't I
have?
talk in?
What?
Oh, I lost connection.
Yep, you lost connection. Waiting
Okay,
for
what was
reconnect.
that, Marb?
You still there, Jeb? I think Vino lost his internet.
Oh, there he is.
Do you want us all
Hello?
to roll survival?
Not really. I mean, you've got some.
I could do science botany if you want me to instead.
I mean, whoever wants to go out and do something that requires survival, absolutely, I want you to roll survival. But I just want you to tell me what you're doing. So Timmons went out and caught a possum and a couple rabbits. One of them's rotten already. Doc, you go out. First of all, you start looking for tracks and stuff. Nothing's changed. Look about the same. And then you're like, oh, look, some elderberries. And you start gathering some elderberries.
Good. These will be useful.
Actually, what's the, it's June? No, it wouldn't be elderberries. It'd be, I don't know, some May apples that are half rotten or something. I don't know. But you find something.
Okay.
Yeah?
Stupid Wi-Fi.
What's wrong, Vino?
Stupid Wi-Fi. I don't know what goes on, but it drops me from time to time.
So that porn you're
It starts
streaming?
say, tell him not to watch the high def versions.
Yeah, what standard quality?
Yeah, I do watch the standard quality.
I love it. He told it.
So were you gonna go out and do anything, Doc? What's going on here? Oh, Jeb's reconnected.
Well, yeah. If we put out traps, Dr. Schultz would definitely go out and check traps to see if maybe we capture.
So you went out with Tim.
But for future reference, I'm not actually watching or streaming porn at the moment at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am.
At
I'm
the
always
moment.
24.
Well, that's because
Sniper.
you're a horn dog, J. Rob.
It's called research.
Mm.
Yeah.
Research.
Yeah,
Science.
that's what Pete Townsend called it. Uh-huh. Pete Townsend from The Who. We have really just continued to digress tonight, which is fine with me. We need a night to unwind. That's fine. We'll chew the fat all night. Gorgio's not here anyway. He's being chauffeured around by his wife, and she's from England, so drives on the wrong
is
side
there
of the
any
road.
large game? I mean, other than cows?
Sure, there's deer, big cats,
What about hogs
coyotes,
and stuff like that?
hogs. No, they probably would have killed off any hogs that got loose on the ranch. All right, so you guys continue to work on the boat this day. Gonna do anything else? We've got HG and Timmons probably pretty well focused on getting this boat off the ground. Jeb and Doc, you gonna help them?
I can help.
I can try to help.
All right.
I'm really good at pretending like I'm working, at least,
So
if it's not actually working.
if you guys do continue to work on this boat, tear this cabin structure off the deck of it to lighten it up a little bit, start getting a pulley system set up, cut some trees down, and uh, you know, make some stakes and some anchors, and then get the mules lined up and help HG dig and stuff. If you guys do that consistently every day, um, aside from trying to trap a few rabbits and stuff, then I'll say that within 6 days you'll be able to get this thing floating. Hopefully, it'll float and get it around. Jingo the Fool's doing For Whom the Whistle Blows, Deadlands. So we will go to give me a D20.
I'll let somebody else do it this time.
All right, so the day of the 18th passes without event. And we come to the night. Jeb, are you going to continue to spend each night? By the way, I need to ask you something.
Okay.
Are you going to engage in the practice of heavy drinking all the time to try to mask some of your smell? Or not? Or are you just going to let it develop? You're going to try to keep the body pickled, because I'm not going to go on and on about, other than if you haven't had any. You're with a guy that brews the shit by the gallons,
To
Okay.
go from blue cheese to gorgonzola, is that how
Yes,
it
it
like
gets worse and worse.
cheddar, Munster, blue cheese, gorgonzola,
Limburger.
and what's
You know,
First one, it's English cheese.
Blue Stilton?
No, that's not it.
That tastes
name
like
was-
something.
her name was Diamond.
from a medical standpoint, I'm actually, because I don't know anything about Harrowed, but I'm really interested in the physiology of that because, as a human being, a living human being, you have so much waste sitting in your small and large bowel every day. If you're dead, and your breathing doesn't matter, that technically implies that the rest of your physiological functions aren't actually
working
working.
either. Well,
There's no peristalsis.
I was thinking that the thing inside is at least able to control the muscles.
Yeah,
for
but I'm
everything to
talking
work.
about he would have fecal material that is basically rotting away inside of a wet
yeah.
body that's decaying in a sense. So I'm just curious.
Well, the way out of character, the way I see it is any food and waste that Jeb has in his body is basically consumed by the Manitou. That's keeping him in this undead alive state.
Yeah, except for every place you sit, you seem to leave a wet spot. But it's not as bad now. I mean, it was worse earlier.
You got to remember, he's not exactly a zombie either.
Right.
Okay.
The spirit in his head is keeping him together to some extent, so he doesn't rot like you would think a normal zombie or a regular body would.
But I smell
Manitou, he can eat. His digestive system works. He doesn't have to eat, and it's generally kind of pointless, except when he's wounded and he needs to eat the meat in order to regenerate.
Right.
Okay.
So
I
if eating the meat does it.
His senses are supposed to still work. The Manitou basically lives in his head and powers everything. It's like having your own personal generator in your body.
I was legitimately doing what Vin normally does, fucks with shit, but I was doing it from a genuine, real world knowledge standpoint.
In character, Jeb doesn't know hardly any of this stuff. He doesn't even know about the Manitou, so...
In Deadlands, there's two different things. Like, there are zombies, like regular undead type zombies, and there are Harrowed. hard are jacked by demons, basically.
Right.
Like you talked about named spirit, but they're giant, powerful demons. And the other one, you had to roll for power, and if they got it high enough, they could just kind of take you over whenever they wanted and do all sorts of crazy bullshit.
Well, anytime that you guys come into an area where the fear level is a 2 or above, well, actually, that's every place in the maze. The fear level is always a 2 out here. So, above 2, he's going to have to, give me a roll to see whether or not he loses control. Yeah, that's it, Timmons. I couldn't remember what the hell the wet spots on the sofa were from. All right, so the second day passes without incident. We're going to go into the night, and
During the night, I will set up if I don't have to sleep.
so the breeze starts to pick up at night.
Are we downwind of Jeb?
I think you need to roll a d8, see which way the wind is blowing.
No, the wind would be blowing. That's north. That would be west. The wind is always blowing in that direction. Usually, not always, but usually.
Okay, so you're not quite downwind, but you might occasionally get a whiff of them.
Prevailing winds in California,
So they blow southeasterly?
They blow towards the southeast usually. Well, out of the west. But
doesn't it depend on the month? Because
yes,
sometimes it's coming from inland, and that's stokes to wildfires.
right. Yeah, well, when it gets really hot in the day. Yeah, so anyway, we're getting off on a different subject. But right now, it's blowing from that direction.
Yeah, since we are probably right there on where the coast of California would be.
So I need somebody to give me D20.
I vote Brad.
Somebody else's turn.
Brad was on it.
Okay.
I was getting ready to, and then I got voted, so I said, democracy!
All right.
I know what an 18 means, I think.
Is it bad?
It means an encounter, if I'm not mistaken.
Jeb, how far is your night vision? Your cat's eyes?
That's a good question. All it
Think
says is
60 feet.
this character gains +2 to his notice rolls to spot visual clues and ignores penalties for dim and dark light conditions. Doesn't say anything about distance. I'm not sure what the rules as far as sight and
Well,
distance
no,
go.
it just depends on what I set the penalty as.
Ah,
It's overcast tonight, so overcast, completely overcast and breezy. So there's no moonlight, there's no starlight. It's dark. It's fucking dark out here. So you would ignore those penalties, but it doesn't mean that you can see forever either. You basically kind of.
I'm sure I have a limit on what I can see, but since I am on higher ground, I imagine that I can at least see, the campsite, the wagons up here on the trail where we came.
You see whatever the marshal says you can see.
I said I would imagine I see about that much. He's welcome to correct me if he wishes.
All right, so
push the boundaries every time, man.
it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. So you guys are all asleep now.
Nice and warm here.
Jeb, you.
Okay, are we done with the sound effects?
Well, that was a real yawn. I just thought I would share it.
Oh, okay.
You see across this direction. You're pretty sure you catch some. Well, you're not. I don't know. Give me a notice roll. I never had you give me a notice roll.
I was going to just go with it.
Yeah, not a problem. You see unmistakably what appears to be a humanoid form kind of crawling in around the rocks over there.
Just one.
Just one.
If it's not coming any, too close to camp, I'll leave it be for now. But otherwise, I have my Winchester out, ready to fire if I need to.
So time
Do I need any
passes.
sort of stealth roll?
Uh, no,
Okay.
no, not at this moment anyway. Um, because because it's dark. It's nighttime. Looks like you're sitting in a bush anyway. Um, so time
Exactly.
passes. You don't see any movement for a little while, and then you notice some movement again, and you look over in that direction, and you kind of see this, you know, head pop up, and it looks like they're looking down here towards this fire, and you see them swivel, and they look right your direction. They look right at you. Then they turn, they look the other way, and they keep watching.
So he sees me and he sees the campfire.
No, he's looking at the campfire, and he looks your direction, and he looks the other
But he
direction.
doesn't see me.
You don't know if he sees you or not.
Well, he obviously didn't react.
No, he did not react.
Wave at him. If he waves back, you know he saw you. I mean,
There you
Well,
go.
I don't want to draw attention to myself either.
That's how you make a friend.
That's right. So about an hour goes by, and finally you see this guy kind of stand up, and he starts making his way this direction. And then he squats down behind some rocks and stuff right here. It looks like he's trying to get a better vantage point.
All right. At this point, I think I'd like to try to sneak up on him.
Okay. Now I would need a stealth roll.
Oh, thank you for exploding dice.
Okay.
Creep, creep. Oops, that's a map move.
All right. You get right about here, and you kind of lose sight of the location where he was at. And when you get up in here, you can kind of see him, and he starts to stand up. Give me another stealth as you continue to creep around here.
Oof.
All right.
Well,
Was
at least
that
it wasn't a
oof you
double
tripping
one.
and falling?
You
but one
kind
of
of
Timmons'
you kind of hear the rocks
snares.
shift, because remember the sides of these buttes here are like loose stone, if you remember, because somebody tried to walk through here at one time.
Yeah, it's like a gravel that's kind of
Gravelly
like
loose
the
stone,
flat
right? So
slate stone. Yeah,
right,
and
so
it's probably like flat slate stone, right?
uh
Most of it's like flat-ish.
yeah, I guess it's rocks. But you hear that you take a step, and when you do, it kind of slides underneath your feet, and as you do, this guy pops his head up, kind of like a prairie dog,
Meerkat.
meerkat pops his head up, and he looks over your direction, and then he stands up, and when he stands up, you can see that he's got like robes on and stuff, but he starts to back away, and then you hear kind of a thump, and he just you hear it kind of like that, and then he falls off down here off the bluff.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
But he didn't scream on the way down.
I'm gonna go over there where he fell and look down. Do I still see him?
Yeah, you can see him laying down there.
You all right, buddy? Didn't mean to startle you like that.
You see his leg and his arm twitch a little bit, twitch a couple more times. Then he lays still. And you can see a darker patch begin to grow on the back of his robes.
That's not natural. Let's see.
It sounds like it could be very natural.
Is this something I recognize?
If he
Or
ripped his
would-
spine, I'll
He may have just voided his bowels upon dying.
Yeah, it's
Oh, is that sort of thing?
not well.
I was expecting something
It's like the
else.
back of his robes up, kind of just below his head, like on his shoulders, shoulder blades
Oh.
area.
Okay, so he hit his head and he's dead and dying.
I don't know. You want to walk down
I'll
there
go
and
check it
gonna
out.
climb down there and look, or what?
Yeah, I'll climb down there.
You have to do the time-honored Timmons tradition of poking him with a stick.
All right. So give me that athletics roll, no problem. You climb down because you can see pretty well in the dark, and you get down there, and it's quite obvious with the arrow sticking out of his back what happened here.
Oh, if I see the arrow, I'm gonna duck and look around.
Give me a notice roll. You don't see anything.
That's a bad sign.
Yeah, I'm gonna bolt out running to the camp to alert that we're not alone.
So you take off running over there. Are you screaming?
Yep.
Ah!
Nope. No, not screaming, just running over here. And yeah, I'm gonna poke Doc King and Doc Fong's like, hey, wake up, not alone.
No. What is it? What?
What do you mean we're not alone?
There
Oh,
was
well.
somebody. There was somebody that was out there. I was watching them. They were watching the camp. I accidentally was spotted sneaking up on them. I thought they just backed up and fell off the cliff, but found an arrow in them.
An arrow.
Okay, so
Where's Tim?
you
I don't
woke up
see him
those.
over here.
He's in
He's
the wagon.
on the wagon, on the
Oh.
token.
Oh, okay, I see it now. Poke my head in the wagon and lift up my arm, put it right over his nose, say, "Hey, Timmons, wake up!"
Timmons, I'll give you a +4.
A +4?
Yes, that's a 5.
So
So after about 15 seconds, you kind of and you wake up.
Is it my watch?
I think we have company.
Did you notice what sort
bring
of
food?
arrows there were?
What kind of company?
I didn't look at the arrow very closely. I just saw it in his back and decided to warn you, wake you up.
Saw it
Speaking
in
of
whose
which,
back? You're confusing me. I just woke up. What's going on? He gets up, hits his head. Bam.
there was a guy scouting out the camp. I saw them, tried to sneak up on him, failed, got spotted. I thought he just backed up and fell off the cliff, but went down there to check on him, and he's got an arrow in his head or
Let
wherever.
me see that arrow. Did you
I
get the
didn't-
arrow?
No, it's still back there on the corpse.
I wonder if it's a little beaver fang.
Or Paloma, I suppose.
Little beaver fang?
An
I'm pretty
associate
sure
of
we
ours
brought
that
the Indians
traveled
here.
with us for a while. What was that, HG?
HG.
So I'm pretty sure we brought the only Indians to this island.
Possibly.
Well, that's
Oh,
pretty
well.
stereotypical of you, HT. All I'm saying, only Indians use bows and arrows.
I have heard that the bow and arrow is well regarded on the island of Japan.
Japan? What the hell is that place?
It is an island near China.
that where the rubber dog poo comes from?
Rubber dog poop.
Not my friend. Not for another 275 years. No. Not.
I do believe Japan was the first country to manufacture fake vomit, though.
Japan was
Whoa.
also attacked by God.
Godzilla.
Well, he brings you a good point.
Godzilla.
Yeah, and yeah, you can also buy used women's underwear from vending machines in Japan.
They make fine ramen noodles.
Well, I mean,
So
it's
Timmons
easier than
starts to put
eBay.
his boots on and gets his coat on.
Did you see how many people there were with these arrows?
I didn't see anything. Just the one person with the one arrow in it. I didn't see anybody else.
Are you
Right on the
sure
court
that the
outside.
arrow was not there and he accidentally stumbled into the arrow?
I don't think so. I mean, not unless falling from the cliff, impales yourself on an arrow, which is highly unlikely.
You pushed him off a cliff?
No, he backed up off the cliff, or so I thought.
Oh, well, isn't very effective. Did you hear the arrow hit him?
I did not.
Do you guys want to go look at the body or what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Timmons
why
is
don't we
getting his
just
boots and his
investigate?
coat on.
Okay.
Jeb is keeping HG awake.
You get your boots and coat on. You gonna get a lantern or?
Yeah, he can't see in the dark.
All right.
And a shotgun.
Right.
Can't forget the shotgun.
Nope.
Yeah.
It might be hostile, and it could be little Beaver Fang too. So, we all didn't always get along so well.
Doc Fong is going to take his lantern in his left hand and his peacemaker in his right hand.
It was over this way.
Let us investigate.
Was Jeb successful in waking up HG?
Yeah. Yeah. HG doesn't have a
Yeah.
problem like Timmons. Hell, he probably still sitting up drinking.
Come on, HG.
Well,
We have
when
enough to
you're this
investigate.
old, you only sleep like 4 hours a night anyway.
Yeah, old
Jeb's
people
gonna
don't
kinda
sleep that
move.
much.
Jeb's gonna move cautiously and look around as he's walking up in front of the rest of the group.
Okay. Boy, you and those natural one trait rolls.
I know, right? I'm like this close to a double one fun.
Wow, Doc.
Apparently, very stealthy as he walks by.
Yeah. So Doc's real quiet, but he's holding a lantern. so,
Yeah, Timmons isn't even trying to be quiet.
so you guys go over there, and anybody who's looking at the body, give me a survival roll that wishes to investigate here.
It's over this way.
Timmons like,
Yep,
it's
he
a body.
did.
And that's how the corpse happened.
Yeah.
How did the corpse happen? This is when the
Wait.
corpse happened.
How
Oh,
did we
right,
get?
right.
Wait, we got a natural one, a natural one, and a natural one, and a 5.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh, for fuck's sake, who was calling me?
Don't they
Your
know that this
boyfriend.
is Deadlands Thursday, man?
It's your mama that's
No,
calling
it's
you.
my uncle.
Uh-oh.
Let's take a
Pick up the phone.
10-minute break.
Uncles.
We're gonna take a 10-minute break. We'll
Oh,
be.
there we go.
Yep, it's that time anyway. So
10 minute. 10 minute. Come back in 9 minutes.
Ma'am, when will we be back?
10 minutes.
We'll be back at 22.
22. That's right. 20 till the hour, and until then, it's gonna rain. No, it's not, because we're gonna stop that shit. All right, we'll be back. We're back.
Or
Indeed.
not leave.
Yes. HG, you there?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
So, arrow in the back. You guys gave me survival rolls, and unfortunately, everybody's trait roll being natural one, except Dr. Schultz. Although this is not your field of medicine, you notice that this arrow is buried quite deep. There's only about 10 or 12 inches of it sticking out of this guy's back.
Gentlemen, this man died of a very swift arrow strike.
From probably pretty close range.
From probably pretty close range.
You see,
Does the
that's
arrow
why I
look
think
like
it's
it was-
Little Beaver Fang, because if it was a Plomus, he would have stabbed him in the head with a knife.
No, she would have stabbed him in the dick with a knife.
Point is, there'd be stabbery.
Dr. Schultz immediately grabs his midsection and says, "Oh no, that is not good."
Let's
That's
look
true,
around,
too.
see if we see him. Little Beaver
Well-
Fang.
I was up there, and he points to where he was when he fell off, which was approximately like right there or so.
The arrow came from below or from above.
Yeah, what's the trajectorize?
Hey Marb,
Hey,
do
Venom.
we recognize the arrow as belonging to Little Beaver Fang?
I don't know. Let's see. Who knew Little Beaver Fang? Drake, Timmons,
Timmons,
and
HG,
HG, and Jeb.
Jeb.
The three of you can give me notice rolls at -8.
What?
Below time.
I don't know that any of you were scouts in the army fighting the Indians. I don't know how much you guys would have. Yeah.
So I'm not even gonna roll. HG wouldn't have cared.
Yay!
Yeah.
Damn.
Nice one, Jeb.
Well,
No,
being
you don't.
from,
You don't know. You don't know that you
Smallville,
ever really
Kansas-
paid enough attention to Little Beaver's arrows. You're kind of searching your minds, and you're not sure.
I remember they were pointy and they had feathers on the end.
You just described every arrow ever made.
Are they made of a wood
I'm
common
just
to
curious.
part of California,
Oh, no.
or are they imported?
He
Can
used to
I-
make them out of wood.
Can I attempt to discern that?
To discern what?
If they're made from a wood common in this part of California, or
You
brought in from
certainly
somewhere else?
can, and I'll let you do that at a. So what do you have? Give me a survival roll
It's gonna do
because it has
let's
to
do
do
science
with botany and whatnot. Give me a +4. Is it +4 that botany gives you? It'll tell you in the +2 or +4. Is it one of those?
Botany is a skill.
That's just the type of science I have.
Right. Give me a. There you go.
I'll just roll and you can figure out the modifier.
Looking at this, you can tell that they are relatively freshly made arrows, and they look like they've been made out of reeds that grow common along the coast here, along sloughs and different back eddies and stuff.
Well, the arrows do appear to be made in this sort of area. So if your friend brought his arrows from afar, it's those.
He kind of used all his old ones.
Yeah,
That's-
that's what I was thinking. Broke them all or lost them.
You know what? Discord's like keeps dropping in the red tonight. What server are we on here anyway? Let's
I
see.
was having that yesterday too.
US East, and that's usually the best server for me. I'm gonna change this to the south and see if we do any
Central
better.
Central usually works best for me.
I think that's Chicago. Let's try that.
I don't even know how to change it or anything. So, yeah.
For options.
Yep, go up where it top left where it's yeah. I'll show you sometime. Cheech and Chong. Dave not here. But yeah, so Doc Fank says, well, they're made from these are locally made arrows, you know.
I don't know if that means anything, but it's something to note.
Well, you guys could roll him over.
Yeah, well,
So
let's
far,
look at
you're
who this
standing there
guy
looking
was.
at his back and looking at this arrow. You roll him over, and of course he's wearing these crimson red robes, and you guys have all seen him before. I mean,
Reverend Grimm.
you know, these are guardian angels, no doubt about it. This one
Yep,
is.
Reverend Grimm's flunkies.
And Doc, give me just a regular survival roll.
Is that me, Doc, or Dr. King,
I'm
Doc?
Doc. I would say yeah. He's Doctor Schultz. You're Doc Fang.
Earlier,
That's
I
gonna
wanted
be.
to call him Dr. Schwartz.
Oh shit. Okay. So you roll this guy over, and not only do you notice the reed that the shaft of this arrow is made out of, but you're like, well, this is pretty obvious, and it's broken over where it's kind of partially snapped, where he's fallen into the ground here and broken this thing over, and you just kind of snap off the rest of the arrow and you pick it up and look at it, and kind of rub on it a little bit, and you're like, this is the arrowhead's coral.
How unusual. Coral.
That is interesting.
Use what you have.
I wouldn't have thought to use coral, but
I mean, because there are a number of loose, pointy rocks around here that might be able to be knapped properly. I would want to use coral. I mean, perhaps there's a reason for it.
well, I do know sometimes hunters that use bows will sometimes paint or use particular fletchings for their arrows, or particular style or whatever, so they can always identify them.
Well, that would be very identifiable then. That is true. And
So
if you wanted,
yeah, if you wanted to stand out with using the reed materials, you need to get a little creative with the arrowhead.
especially if this man is dressed very distinctly, if you wanted to make a statement that you were killing a member of this group specifically, you might want to keep your trademark, as it were.
Porous materials will hold poison better.
Maybe he used it because it's sharp. Look how sharp that thing is. Look, it's pretty sharp. Maybe that's why he used it.
Could be. Or it might just think it's pretty.
Is it pretty, Carl? I mean, it's covered in blood, probably, but
Yeah, it's covered in blood.
I assume it was pretty before it was, shot into his back and all.
Can I
wipe
see
it off on his robes.
Can I? No, wait. Can I see the arrow?
Are you going to taste it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll take both pieces of the arrow, one each in one hand, and he'll look for a spot of blood on one, and he'll lick it, and then he look for a spot of blood on the other, and lick it too.
Tastes like blood.
What are you doing that for?
I don't know. A taste of blood is
Why's your tongue all
oddly
purple?
good.
That's disgusting.
Why's your tongue all purple? That's worth the penny right there, James.
No, you're not going to say anything about my gray lips or pale complexion?
Well, that could be makeup, but you can't put no makeup on your tongue.
I'm not wearing makeup. Have you ever seen me wear makeup or with makeup?
Maybe you need to. You got perfume on. You can put a wig on.
Oh, screw you, Timmons.
So you guys start having
Little
this
Beaver
argument.
Fang. Timmons just starts yelling out, "Little Beaver Fang, is that you?"
Oh, that's great.
You yell out.
He'll hold up his lantern way up in the air.
I
It's
might
it's
duck
fucking,
aside when he starts yelling.
it's deadly silent at. Well, I don't know. There's a little breeze. There's a slight breeze blowing, and all of a sudden, little
You may hear the
beaver,
crickets.
and you hear it, little beaver, echo off through this canyon.
I guess not. He ain't not answering.
Yep, no answer.
Jeb's going to climb back up to where he originally, encountered the guy.
Yep, give me that agility roll.
Agility or athletics?
Athletics, that'll work too. Yeah, good enough.
Well, I think athletics is based off of agility.
Yeah, you just grab a hold of a couple of these tree roots growing out of the side of this thing and pull yourself right up. Get back up here. Now, this is pretty steep, pretty slick right here.
No.
Gonna get up here and look around for any tracks.
What the fuck are you guys doing? Oh, Jeb rolls
I'm
a shit.
climbing him after him.
Looking for little beaver fang tracks.
Well, you find this dude's tracks right here. That's about where he fell from, where you're at.
Right. Do I see any other tracks?
Not right there.
All right. So if he was here and he was facing me, kind of towards where Doc Fong is, that means he got shot in the back over here somewhere.
Okay. And with that survival roll, as you move over that direction, you do see some other track.
Do you see anything, Jeb?
Yeah, there are some more tracks here. I don't know who they belong to, but there's more tracks.
It's
Which way
you've got like
lead?
one. You've got one to look at that does not look like the shoes that this guy was wearing. Sandals.
I shall attempt to follow them.
I mean,
I'll
there's
hold my
there's
lantern
one
up.
track. You see one track because this is all loose shale and stone, you know. So
Right.
you find one spot where one of these big flat rocks has been pushed away and the red dirt underneath, and there's an imprint of a foot there.
Foot or a shoe?
Ah, it's a shoe with a flat sole. There's no heel to it, unlike those
Sounds like a
funky
moccasin.
sandals that this guy's wearing down there.
I think that was Little Beaver Fang. Maybe he was helping me since I kind of messed up sneaking.
Could be.
I'm going to have to work on the sneaking part. Though, I
What
suppose
if-
with my stench, that's going to give me away if I'm downwind.
What if this person was trying to shoot you and didn't see this man in the middle and accidentally caught him instead?
Ah,
I suppose it's possible.
Can we take a look? Let's see if we can see any movement out here. Hmm.
notice rolls. It's a hell of a notice roll.
Indeed.
And here we go again.
Damn.
Doc, with your in the immediate area of your lantern light here, and your hearing, and your sense of smell is kind of messed up a little bit because of certain people that are in close proximity to you right now. You are pretty sure that whoever's was here is, you don't see any other tracks of them. And Jeb, as you look around up here and look off into the night up this direction up the rise here, this canyon. You don't see any movement, and you're pretty certain that if there was somebody here, and obviously there was, they're gone.
Without a trace.
Well, I don't know. You can continue out there onto the range and see if you can find them.
How long was it since this incident occurred? We can perhaps figure out how
Moments.
fast they are running.
I mean, could have been more than 5-10 minutes ago, if that.
So if they're nowhere to be found or seen from here, and it's been 10 minutes, does that seem like a regular, is that something a normal person could do? Or
Sure.
is that like someone riding a horse?
Well, I mean, to you, Doc, you don't really. It's pitch black out there. You don't see anything beyond your lantern light.
And good chance we probably would have heard a horse.
Right.
True.
Right. But it's like he said, it's been 10 minutes. You guys have been kind of checking all this out, and somebody with 10 minutes, think of how far. I mean, we had to run a mile in 12 minutes in high school, so.
Yeah, so they could probably get about a mile at least.
Well, I'm
I
also not
ran
sure how far
2 miles in 12 minutes in boot camp, so.
Oh, fuck that.
I'd be lucky to do a quarter mile in 6 minutes.
How hard
broke
to
my
get
wrist
up the
in gym
stairs
class
these
because I
days,
fell.
All right, so what are you guys going to do?
Tim is just dragging the body back to camp because he wants to examine it. Just grabs it by the leg.
Should we conduct the investigation in the morning or continue onward now, Jeb?
Oh, I was going to continue on, see if we could track this guy down.
Let us see if we can, at least a little bit. Once we get down to onto the.
Yeah, well, if it is actually little Beaver Fang, he's probably, already vanished as far as his tracks are concerned. But let us attempt. Do we need an athletics roll to get back down?
Yes.
Just making sure.
I'm just waiting for one of you
No,
guys.
you don't. You could just jump.
You could just walk around here too, walk out that way and then back down. But yeah, both of you guys make it.
I think it goes off in this direction, right?
Yep.
Well,
Heads
let's
up
look
that
some
way.
ways.
Okay, you guys get up in that area, and Jeb and Doc, both of you, you do see two sets of footprints that have come this direction, and
one of them I'm sure is the corpse, and the other one is the assailant.
Yeah, but Jeb, you're pretty sure that kind of off in this direction as you're looking around.
And these two sets of footprints, they're distinct types of shoes, like what we saw up on the ridge.
Yeah, some of them look like hard-soled, these kind of strange-looking sandal things that robe guy is wearing, and the other are. You can almost see the impression of the big toe.
Sounds like somebody's doorbell is being rung.
Yep, that would be the front door here as the wife and the son are bringing groceries in while I play games. It's good to be the king.
Except on Sunday.
Yep, Sunday it's good to be the queen because she calls all the shots on Sunday. Ding dong.
Do you see anything else, Jeb?
I thought I saw something leading off in this direction, or over here, or something or another.
Yeah, I mean, you guys gonna try to track him tonight? Wait till the morning, or do it tonight? Matters not to me.
I was going to do it tonight. That way it doesn't get too far ahead.
If possible, yeah.
How far from the camp are you willing to go?
What do you think, Doc? 2 miles?
That seems like a good idea if we do not discover anything very noticeable.
Okay. Give me survival rolls, both of you. Has nothing to do with tracking. Okay.
Oof.
Let me ask you this question. Are either one of you carrying a compass?
That's a good question. Let me see if I have one. I only have my own mental compass.
Okay. Doc, your mental compass, because it's pitch black out here tonight, no stars, no moon, completely overcast, and you you're like, well, man, we've been walking 2 miles. Did you say 2 miles?
Yeah,
You
we'll
go a couple
go up
miles
to
out
about
there?
2 miles. Yeah.
Okay, so you go walking out there. Now it's going to take you, probably 45 minutes to walk a couple miles. And before you know it, you're both back over here, and you're like, there's a fire down there. I see a fire ahead of us.
Let's be cautious.
And you followed these tracks, and you know that those tracks have led you to here.
What the hell? Did we just go in circles? Or would I not know that yet?
It was like,
Well,
somebody's coming.
do we just go in circles? You're talking to each other, and you look, you kind of, Jeb, yeah, from here, and you're with your cat's eyes, you can kind of look down. You're like, fuck, this is our camp.
But we
just
followed the tracks.
Give me another survival roll, the two of you.
Okay, that's a bit better.
Yeah. The tracks disappear. You don't see any more.
It's all your fault, Doc. You and your internal compass.
We do not need a compass if we're following tracks. They're the ones who apparently looped back. What did
Remedy!
they have? What, while we were investigating,
Thank
they
you
have
for the
ambushed our
raid.
camp and killed Timmons.
How are you
If
tonight,
I
Robin?
had to guess, they probably doubled back so we'd lose their track and
Rob
fall further
Toohey.
behind.
That could be, or they could have gone down to the shore. We
These
should
guys are very
investigate just in
confused.
case.
What have you been doing tonight? So yeah, you guys make it back down to camp, and sure enough, you did a big circle out here. So whatever tracks that you were following, you kept seeing them every now and then. They just led you in a big circle right back here, but then gone.
Yeah, pretty sure it was Little Beaver Fang. He just led us on a wild goose chase.
I want to double check there's nothing new of like boat marks on the shore.
Holy shit, Rob. Rob Toohey with 1,000 biddies. Those are big biddies. Those are double
Damn.
D's.
Nice.
Thank you, Rob.
Rob, don't mess around.
That's going to go to help get Veno's damn cams so we can big biddies, double D's. Anybody cheers 1,000 biddies, they got double D's, man. So yeah, so you guys are back here.
Cojones.
There's not any like new boat marks, are there?
Nope.
Okay. Want to make sure we didn't successfully track them and they got away by boat.
Meanwhile, back at the Legion of Paloma.
No problem, Robin. Go get you something to eat. Meanwhile, back at the ranch. So you guys pass the rest of the night, and the sun comes up It's a new day dawning. It's now the 19th.
Did the dead dude have anything on him? Identifying?
Just these red robes, and he's no weapons or anything on this guy.
No food? No nothing?
No, nothing. He's with that, Timmons. You notice that the corpse. This guy's pretty emaciated.
Well, so are the other guys. Is he like Jeb emaciated? Does he have that odor?
No, he doesn't have. Well, not quite yet. You give him a few more hours in the sun this afternoon if the sun ever comes out. What's the weather like right now? Let's see. It's still completely overcast and breezy. So yeah, you figured that you leave him out here in this heat, this June heat, and Cal, of course, it's not that hot here either. So yeah, he'll start stinking in a couple days, but no, there's no special odor to him now. Although Jeb's perfume smells nice. J. Rob, did you make it back? Is he still gone?
Yeah, my kid called, so I had
That's
to.
that's cool. That's cool. I didn't know if you had to. I know you're on call at work, so. All right, so you guys continue to work on the boat through the day. Anybody doing anything else? Setting some more snares. Timmons, did you set snares last night?
Yeah, if yeah, every night, if possible, if there's a stray deer or large game, Timmons will also
So you guys want to do a little
try to
hunting.
get.
There you go. Okay. All right, who's going
I want
hunting
to
with Timmons?
occasionally look around.
You see some cows, Timmons. They're all dead.
Yeah, that's not hunting. That's finding. If we find cows,
Yep,
so we're
yep.
hunting for.
What's the notice roll for, Doc? Fang?
Oh, just occasionally, I just want to look around and everything to make sure we're not being like obviously watched or anything.
I paused.
You know, just a general paranoid looking around.
Jeb.
Well, if there's something Jeb saw,
Say bye to Robin. She's leaving. Bye bye.
Yep, she's been
Okay,
gone.
lady, love you. Bye.
She wished
Oh,
us
she
a
just
lovely
disappeared.
stream. She said she's hungry. She's got to go eat. So, yes, Jeb and Doc, you're like, doesn't look like anybody's around here. So you're kind of doing a little reconnaissance around the camp to make sure that nobody's sneaking in on your shit like that, right?
Yeah.
basically
well,
during taking a smoke break every now and then and looking around.
Taking a smoke break. Yep, smoke them if you got them. You guys are pretty sure you're not being watched.
Or at least Jeb is pretty sure.
Timmons, let's see how you do hunting. You take your Winchester with you?
Yeah.
All right, give me that survival roll.
Well, first he's gonna be quiet.
Yeah, let's see if you see anything first. So give me a survival
Be
roll.
very, very quiet. We're hunting rabbits.
Here, I'll re-roll that.
Okay, you spend a Benny. Very good. White Fate chip, re-roll that.
There we go.
There you go. Okay, yeah, you're like there's a small herd of deer up there, so we need some stealth. You try to get yourself into a position without spooking them.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. All right, so you get in here pretty close.
So I walk up and I just whack one in the back of the head.
No. You kind of slip in and you're like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get any closer to this. We're gonna say that they're at medium range. No, with a roll like that, a stealth roll, we're gonna put them at short range for you. So give me a
Just regular?
Yeah, regular. Give me a shooting roll with a completely defenseless animal. You dropped the motherfucker right there. Boom! You dropped this buck. The other deer scatter.
Yeah, I can't imagine it would have a whole lot of toughness.
Yeah, I go get it and bring it back to camp.
Perfect shot. Beautiful shot. So yeah, you go out there, you field
Right
dress it,
before right?
gut it, leave the guts out here, and you start dragging this thing back to camp. California deer. Probably mule deer this time. Probably pretty big deer. You might have to go get your mule. Drag the thing back. But we'll say you
Well,
do. Somebody give me a D20 for... Yeah,
Timmons has got it.
Timmons has got it. He may show up again.
Oh, he's got athletics.
I got a deer.
Same thing.
Either way, he's like, I made it. I barely made
Falls
it.
down on the ground. Somebody's got to cook it, though.
Good job, Timmons. Did you punch that deer?
I punched it with a piece of lead.
Yeah. So you get your deer back. Timmons falls down. Somebody starts cleaning the thing, cooking it. HG's over here. You just see him digging all around this thing. You don't really see him. Every now and then he pops his head up, shakes the dirt out of his hair, digs a little bit more, scooting all around this boat. I think she'll be ready to go in another day or two.
Can I have a rib?
From the deer?
You can have
Yeah.
all the ribs.
Nobody ever eats deer ribs. You might as well have
Deer
them.
ribs, they no meat on them.
Let's see. HG, give me a roll on your excavating there, your digging. I want to see how well you're doing it. See if you can shave any time off these 6 days.
So I'm using my powers. Do you want me to roll like the weird science?
Yeah, give me. Well, you don't. We'll just say that you've kicked your weird science in. What is it? It's your burrow. It's a burrow roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me that burrow roll. Let's see how successful you've been. If you get a raise,
an
you cut a day
Albuquerque.
off of it. Nope. You know, you're going to, as about
I got a
scheduled.
white chip.
You're going to white chip. Oh, there you go.
Shit.
Holy shit. HG, you guys are talking about this deer, and you keep hearing the dirt moving over there, but you're used to this. The guy spends more time underground around this boat, and he pops his head up. He's just covered in fucking dirt. He goes, "Yep, I think she'd be ready to float in about another day." So you've shaved a good 3 days off what you thought the 6 days would be. So you figure by the third day, maybe
He's
the
a
fourth.
miracle
Yeah.
worker. He's a miracle worker.
But have you spent any time patching this boat?
Timmons is gonna
Yeah.
work on most of the patching there.
Yeah, Jeb and Timmons will be working on the patching.
All right, so that leaves Doc Schultz, Dr. Schultz, and Doc Fang to cook the deer, make some dinner and whatnot. So you guys are over there cooking. I need repair rolls from Timmons.
And Jeb?
Timmons, you're gonna shave a little time off too. Jeb has repair. Jeb's just kind of, yeah. You got a nail? Tink, 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 tink.
No, you gotta put the pointy in first. The pointy in first.
Oh, is that why it's not working? Okay. And then he turns it around, pulls the hammer back, and goes smack, and he totally missed the nail, and then he holds up his thumb that's now very black and blue.
Yeah, yep. Trait roll. Smash his thumb. Trait roll is a natural 1. How many of those are you gonna roll tonight anyway?
I don't know. I'm on a
Hopefully,
roll,
I'll get you
apparently.
guys into some combat. I hope you guys do rolling like that. All right, so
No, in combat, it's going to be the complete opposite.
you guys go through this day working on this boat. It gets into evening.
Yeah, and I think Doc Fong and Jeb would still be kind of keeping an eye out, make sure nobody was spying on us or, paranoia and such.
And
Yeah, occasionally looking around for stuff.
you have some nice
Herbs and-
fresh venison, some canned peaches that have survived and managed not to rot in the can. And you guys are sitting here. It's about 8 o'clock at night. Some of the stars are starting to show through. The wind has died down a little bit.
Hey guys, do we have any more rotten food?
There's that body right over there. He's getting pretty rap.
Oh, that's true.
That is quite the unusual request.
Jeb will go over there and just rip off, or at least attempt to rip off, a forearm.
Well, you could use a knife and cut it off, I guess. You guys didn't bother burying him. Where'd you lay that body at anyway?
Apparently, I can't rip his arm off. So in that
No.
case, I will take out my Bowie knife and try to cut it off.
Well, where'd you lay this body at?
Over where Jeb sleeps.
Over here? Did you drag it back over where it fell?
Probably.
All right, so you guys
Yeah.
see Jeb stand up and he heads off over in here. Jeb, you grab it by the arm, you jerk on the arm a little bit. You're like, shit, that. You take your Bowie knife out, you start carving around this shoulder blade, and you eventually get this guy's arm cut off of him. It's starting to smell a little rank, little gamey scent to it.
Well, with the arm and a grin on his face, he's going to return to camp. He plops down next to the fire with his dead arm in hand and begins to just eat on it like a chicken leg.
Well, before you get back over
Like you're
there,
at Disney World walking around with a turkey leg?
oh god,
Kind of.
so
Gamey. Yeah, it probably tastes a little gamier up.
you get about right here, okay? You're walking back over, and you got this guy's arm in your hands. You gonna take a bite of it?
Yep.
You start chewing on this, and you let me see if I can find. How come that shit's not opening up?
And if you'll remember correctly, I have a hindrance that explains this.
Or did you take that one? The weird eating one?
The hell is that noise?
So you get about halfway back as you're carrying this guy's arm, and you hear this sound from the south.
Nah, whatever. At least I got my turkey leg.
At least I got chicken. All right, so you make your way back over here.
Yeah, I'll tell them that there's some weird sound coming from the south.
Weird
And-
sound?
Yeah, kind of like a ruching. I don't know. Nom 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 as he
A
eats his
ruching.
arm.
You guys, I need y'all to give me spirit rolls. Everybody besides Jeb.
I don't like it.
I'm guessing it has something to do with fear.
You're pretty grossed out, but it hasn't broken your spirit except HG. Oh fuck, that was about a crit fail.
That's if you're having a D12. I do horrible on this.
Wait, don't you have
Oh,
a you have a
shit.
D12?
Wow.
HG,
That's
this is kind of freaking you out. This guy Jeb just walks up with this dude's arm, and he's fucking biting chunks of flesh off of it, and he's chewing on it.
I'm a champion of 82.
And you've got a point of fear on you for right now, and you're gonna move away from Jeb. You're like distancing yourself from him. Over here by Doc Fong or something. He's really you're like holy shit. You start to move away from him. You guys are all sitting there. You're enjoying this dinner.
Well, at least the venison tastes good.
there we go. It's burp, not belch.
And you guys all hear this. Oh God. You guys all hear
That
this
is
sound
Jeb.
coming out of the south. Just these strange sounds.
Can we identify them at all?
Well, I don't know. Unusual sounds. You're not certain.
The
Okay, at
devil
least
come and he walks amongst us.
does Jeb look up and see everybody looking at
I
him?
need you to give me a spirit roll, Jeb.
Is this for fear?
No, I need you to give me a spirit roll.
I'm worried what this is.
Well, I
Okay.
was asking because I have a +2 to fear because of Harrowed.
Your spirit is a D6.
Yep. I think it got lowered at one point. I don't feel so good, guys. Something's not right.
Are you all right there, Jeb?
All right, so you guys all hear this kind of strange wailing noise coming from back up in the canyon. And then you're pretty sure you hear somebody's voice. Hi!
What was that? Did you hear someone yell, yeah?
I think it was a donkey got his balls caught in a trap.
It's a ghost. Run, bitches.
You sound like you speak from experience.
A donkey caught in a trap? Is that what you said?
Donkey balls.
Donkey
caught in a
balls
trap.
caught in a trap.
It's got a distinct sound.
Yeah, it sounds like Timmons is speaking from experience.
Should
Of
we
course,
take
you
a
never
look what this
heard
might
a
be?
donkey get his balls caught in a trap? Listen, you'll hear it again.
What, the donkey?
He points to the direction the sound's coming from.
I'm gonna move a little closer and take a look and see if I see anything.
It's dark out there. How far can you see in the dark?
I thought it was dinner time.
Say 8 o'clock.
Yeah, but we're almost at the longest day of the year here. It should still be light. We're mid-June, aren't we?
I don't know. Do you keep an almanac around handy?
Well,
You're
the
not
summer.
you're not able to talk right now, Jeb.
Gotcha.
You guys gonna do anything about the sounds?
Are
What?
they getting closer?
Well, you can. You're not sure yet. I mean, you're just sitting here listening to this stuff come from that direction. Dr. Schultz, how are you taking all this? I mean, you've got a guy walks up to you and he's starting to chow on a chunk of human flesh right in front of you. You seem to do okay with it. You're shocked, but it didn't gross you out too bad. And then you start hearing these weird wailing sounds, and then uh, maybe somebody's voice or something.
I am aghast at all of this. I want to find out what these voices are, but I'm a little frightened to find that out. And the giant boat just moved. Oh God, we're dead.
I'm moving
It is
out
a
of the way.
very seismically active location.
No, I'm trying to zoom in on a map here for the stream.
Dr. Schultz would have his he would have his Winchester out. it wouldn't be pointed at anything in particular. It might be nosing up a little bit in the direction of Mr. Hexman chomping on a turkey leg, but he's just kind of hunkered down, looking around, waiting to see what everybody else is going to do.
Timmons is going to move. Oops. Over to here and take some cover and watch this direction.
HG, have you ever seen any or heard anything like this before?
Schultz will follow.
That's
Tim
the
in
wrong
back.
one. Sorry.
The people eating bodies. Yeah, we killed lots of things like that.
You guys might need to adjust that sound down a little bit on your disc or on your. Because it seems like the moods are so much louder than the one shots in Sirenscape. I wish they could do something about that. All right, so
Do
you
you
guys,
see anything, Timmons?
you start in that direction. Jeb, you can
It's
stand up and
dark.
follow him if you want to.
No, I figured I'm kind of like staring off into space, just mindlessly gnawing on the arm.
Yep. All right.
So the other thing is, if you were to look right now at Doc Fong, he's had his pipe in his mouth for like the last hour, but he hasn't actually lit it yet. He seems like his mind is easily distracted here.
He's got his little pipe. He's just kind of chewing on his pipe. All right, so you guys kind of head this direction. And one of you sees what looks like a stone or a pebble hits the ground and rolls, kind of rolls down the hill a little bit.
What was that?
What's up, Apple?
Gentlemen, I think we have company coming down.
How tall is this little embankment, cliffy bit right here?
Oh, about 6 feet. You can't see over it.
Do you see anything, Timmons?
Hold on a second. He reaches down, lights up a lantern, holds it up in the air.
So it's not quite dark yet,
Oh, I thought
but
it was dark.
no, it's about 8 p.m.
It should be like twilight for a little while here.
Yep. Well, don't forget they didn't have daylight savings time. It would be damn near dark at 8 p.m.
Timmons looks at his watch. Oh, I don't need the lantern. And he puts the lantern back down, and then he looks. Does he see anything?
Yeah, goddamn daylight savings time.
It's a good thing you have that watch.
I mean, you brought your lantern
know.
with you because you know at any moment you'd need it if you needed to get off here. But as you turn around and you look at Doc Fong, you're like, "What the hell?" And you look and you can see there's a fog coming in off of the water from this direction, and it's like a wall moving at you.
What is that?
Fog. Something's coming from the afterlife.
Doc Fang,
Brings a curse on us.
you are from the coast here. You would be
Oh, well, not here, but yeah.
well but not from here, from a little bit
from
further
the
north.
maze coast, yeah.
But you would recognize this as sea fog, and if you've ever seen a sea fog come in, guys, it gets thick as pea soup, as they say.
It looks like the sea fog is coming in. We should be careful. It can be very hard to see through that.
Then why do they call it sea fog if you can't see through it? That's silly.
And another
Well,
another pebble lands right here and slides.
Somebody's throwing pebbles at us.
And you hear somebody go laughing.
Timmons, throw a pebble back.
Okay.
Perhaps they are trying to communicate.
He reaches down, and you hear, and he chucks a lit stick of dynamite towards where the pebble is. Okay. Let's see who it is.
Boom! You hear a boom go off, and it echoes up this canyon.
Ah!
You guys are like, holy
The
shit.
other got his fingers into the. Sticks his head back up. Do we see anything in the flash?
No.
Do we see anything in the small hole now? From where that exploded?
And like 800 pebbles go.
Well, you can throw a
That's some more pebbles.
stick of dynamite out on the ground that might blow a hole in the ground about 3 or 4 inches deep, depending on what the ground's made out of. If it's not compacted, the explosion just moves.
Some loose shale and pebbles would
Oh
fly
yeah,
there, right?
shit's flying all over the place.
Yeah, it sounded like there's a lot of loose rock in
Throw
this area.
pebbles at me, see what happens.
So give me an athletics roll, Timmons, just to see how far up there you flung that thing.
Oh,
If you can avoid rolling double one.
I have dynamite as a skill.
Okay, throw that dynamite then as your skill.
Shit.
And it's a branch. Dunk. Duck.
Yeah, so you toss it up about right here, and this shale and pebbles and shit comes flying, as pelts you guys. Nobody takes any damage or anything, but it just showers you with pieces of little stone and stuff.
At least I'm shorter than the wall is, so maybe I'll avoid some of it.
Then as
Did
soon
you
as
all hear anything?
the echo from the dynamite finally dies away.
Timon says, what?
Ha 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 ha!
Hello? Hello? Who are you over there?
Why don't you come and find out, chicken shits?
Oh. Well, why don't you come join us at our camp? We have venison. And elderberries.
You hear ha 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 ha, and it starts to fade away.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Fuck your tea.
All
I
right.
got something for you. 2 shots of buckshot.
We've determined that this is not a British man.
Timmons whoops out his shotgun. I got something for you, boo boo. He starts shooting. You guys don't hear anything.
There you go.
Cocksuckers!
I will have you know I take that very personally. I have never sucked a cock in my entire life, and I intend not to start now. Thank you.
Well, this guy just called you a cocksucker, whoever's up there.
Can I try to stealthily climb up into behind this bush?
Perhaps he was talking about Mr. Hexman.
You mean like right up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can try to stealthily climb. First of all, give me your athletics roll. Let's see if you're able to do it. Okay. Pretty steep right here.
Oh, damn that 6-foot wall.
You're only 5'2". Aren't you 5'2"?
Approximately.
Approximately.
That may be rounding up a little bit.
All right. So you guys gonna take this ridicule?
Timmons isn't. Timmons is like, screw you. I'm playing an evented card.
What are you playing? Here comes the cavalry.
I thought you were gonna say, screw you, cocksuckers."
That very rarely drawn card called "Screw You, Cocksuckers."
you
I
know,
was looking for one.
I should make my own cards that are a
I,
little more
I think that
racy.
one's also known as. I think
Like
that
Uh
one's also known as "Uh-oh."
Marbanya's inspiration card kind of thing.
Yeah, Marbanya's inspiration card. Screw you, cocksuckers! Fuck your tea. So Timmons, this is actually a pretty good card to play.
I played the helps arrives from some source determined by the GM. Here comes the cavalry.
And everybody, give me a notice roll.
Sorry, force of habit. You said everyone, so I
That's
did
fine. You're sitting there too, Jeb.
Timmons like, what?
it. I'm also
He's
like
still a
zoning
little
out.
deaf from the dynamite and the two buckshot blasts. What?
Doc Schultz, you're staring off into the darkness trying to figure out who in the hell's up here calling you a cocksucker. Cocksucker! So, because your natural trait roll, Willikers, you don't see shit either. Timmons, but Doc Fang, you're kind of trying to figure out how to get up this rock wall right here, and you see some movement over here
Damn that
to
extra
your
foot.
left, and
Oh,
you see coming at you. Let's do this guy.
I'm gonna point my Winchester at him. Say, "Who's there?"
You no find 'em standing around like bunch of white men.
Timmons turns around and says, I told you it's a little beaver thing.
This rock wall
What's
is
this?
very high.
Pulls his hat down over his scalp a little tighter.
He looks at you, Timmons, with fucking murder in his eyes.
Nice to see you too.
I remember you, mouthy one.
Oh, that must be Timmons then, yes.
You. And he walks over to the only other one that he recognizes. You, H the G. Why do you come back to Big Island?
Get my boat.
Then you take little beaver.
I took it. I took it in battle. I claim it.
You take little beaver with you when you leave.
Sure.
It is done. You white men. You cocksuckers. You take that from them. You can't find them. Learn to hunt, learn to kill. He walks over here. He turns his back on all of you and walks over to the fire, and he looks at Jeb Hexman. And his head kind of turns sideways. And he walks around the fire and he looks at this arm you're chewing on here. Then he doesn't seem too shaken up about it. You not feel good, Jeb Hexman. And Jeb, give me a spirit roll. Oh, you can. Yeah, no problem. Okay.
Huh? What? Little beaver, where did you come from? Oh, my head. Such a headache. Oh. I feel like I just went 10 rounds with a prize fighter.
Do we still hear that noise?
Yep, you still hear somebody every now and then up there in chicken shit.
The Joker jumps!
Caw, caw, chicken shit.
How far away does it sound? Is it like we
Way
talking
up
like
this canyon. It's way back up this canyon. Probably, the way it echoes off
so we're
these
talking
bluffs and stuff. It's hard to tell. You give me a survival roll and see if you can kind of pinpoint where this is coming from.
Am I able to hear the name calling and shit?
Yeah, so Dr. Schultz, you figure, a couple hundred yards away. Doc Fang, you're like, yeah, you concur. He's about a couple hundred yards up there. Jeb, what'd you say?
I was just asking if I could hear the name calling and shit.
Oh, hell yeah, you can hear it.
So, who wants to go with me? Because this guy pissing me off.
Yes,
I'm gonna
maybe
go
we
shoot him
can.
in the face with his shotgun.
Let's
What's all
go
this commotion?
stealthily.
What's all this commotion? What's going on here, guys?
The natives insulting us.
Alright, well, Jeb's gonna walk out. It's like, come on, motherfucker, come out and face me one-on-one.
Yeah, yeah, face him one-on-one. Timmons is behind him, like, poking around him. Face him!
Go to hell,
One-on-one.
cocksucker!
Well, why don't you come out here and I'll prove it?
You don't hear anything.
He's got a purple tongue.
Yeah,
Doc
that's what
Schultz
I thought. You're the fucking
hides
chicken
behind-
shit.
Oh, little beaver standing here next to Dr. Schultz, and he looks at Dr. Schultz and he goes, "Dumb white man, get himself killed."
Schultz says a quick bow and says, "Perhaps not. Perhaps I help you out here. You just be patient, and we."
All right, well,
I think you should have to talk to yourself, J. Rob. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah, because I can't. All I can do is go. I'm trying to do little beaver some justice here, but okay. So you kind of, Jeb, you come up here, and if it wasn't for all this scrub brush and shit growing back up through this canyon, you may be able to see something, but you don't see anything. But you guys, whoever this is, keeps hollering obscenities at you.
We should call this the rude man.
Jeb's gonna shout out. If you make me come out there and look for you, that means I'm just gonna have to eat you. I need intimidation and taunt.
Law dog gone. Great.
There you go. There you go. And as a matter of fact, if you'll take this, J-Rob, and put that onto, let's see, I may have to put it in the party sheet over here. I think that's what I've got to do.
Yeah, I think that's what you have to do.
Okay, so let me put this, go ahead and close that I shared with you there.
Okay.
So I will, let's see.
If it involves a little beaver, you can put him as an ally,
Yeah, that's what he's
Yeah.
doing.
Okay. So, for the next little bit, if you open the party sheet and go to the other tab, you'll see little beaver there, and I think you can drag him onto your character sheet onto one of the tabs. henchman.
It's under main
Main.
tab.
Yeah, under the ally block.
I didn't realize there was one on the party sheet too. I just added directly to the character sheet before.
And I want to point this out right now. I'm not giving control of him to you because he's anyway takes to Dr. Schultz, but because it's your personality. Now, if you look at that character sheet, and you probably don't remember what he looked like, he's been altered a little bit because of his time spent out here and some things that have happened. So some of his skills have improved because don't forget, you guys have been running around getting advances. He's been doing his own shit over here. Okay. But you will notice that on his hindrances, old ways is not there anymore, and he's got a few others. And you can read up on some of that, but just yeah.
By the way, Jeb is going to call out to this person and say, "You're the chicken. You're the one that's out there hiding in the bush. I'm out here in the open giving you a challenge." And he begins to put his hands under his arms and flap his arms like a chicken. He goes, "Gawk, gawk, 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 gawk."
And Doc Fong will agree and say, "Yes, look, we will be very mean to you if you do not cease." And he's going to try to intimidate him. But,
Oh my.
Wait, which bush do we need him to get out of? I can fix this real quick.
Are you going to set a fire to the bushes?
Maybe.
I don't recommend that.
I can make it really bright fire so we can see them burn.
So you're gonna set the canyon on fire.
Let's not say we did, HG.
I doubt the whole canyon would burn with one explosion.
Now there's a lot of brush around here.
and when has there only been one explosion with HG?
Seriously, it's always multiple explosions.
Marv, I'm good with it. Not
Okay. Okay. I definitely didn't want to drum up old bad feelings or anything for you, but I had this was kind of planned quite a while back, but so yeah. All right. Anyway, so this whoever this is keeps taunting you guys. You gonna put up with this shit, or are you gonna go find him?
I'm going to shoot blindly in his general direction to try to, seem scary, and maybe he'll think twice.
There he is.
Jed, the problem isn't really your ability to not see tonight because it's only partly cloudy. I mean, you got some
Oh yeah, that's right. It's
you know,
foggy
as
too.
but the fog is rolling in. But the big thing is all this scrub brush dotted all up through this canyon. You know, it'd be very easy for somebody to move about amongst this stuff. You'd never be able to see them. But it is getting dark.
Jeb will walk up to this bush and take the back end of his rifle and kind of poke into it.
Now this is like from several hundred yards up this canyon.
Oh,
Somebody's hollering at. It's not nowhere near you around here.
But just in case it's the closest bush.
But you guys can choose.
Yeah.
But just in case but it's not. But you guys can choose to go track, or you can go back to your camp. It doesn't matter, But
let us find this rude man.
Shit. Yeah,
you chicken shit!
Yeah, I'll show you who is a chicken.
Get off your panty asses!
Whoa, what the hell's going on outside?
What?
I saw yellow flashing lights.
They're coming to get you, man.
That's usually ambulance.
Nah, ambulances here are red. I think it was more of a tow truck.
It could be a tow
Not the
truck
police.
or a
Police
utility
are coming from,
truck.
yeah.
Could be utilities, yeah.
For those
Tow truck,
terabytes
you park your car in
of
the wrong
porn you've
spot.
got hidden in your bedroom.
Oh, the
My what?
terabyte of porn.
I don't even have a terabyte drive.
That's why it's so impressive.
All right, so you guys can choose to either try to figure out who this is as the sun goes down and the
No.
sea fog comes up, or you can
Oh
go back to
no,
camp.
this
You
guy's pissed
fucking.
Jeb off.
Let's track him down.
Yeah, Jeb's
Timmons
track.
wants to go find him, so we go looking for him.
Okay.
Come on, Timmons. We're gonna go
I
lynch
go.
this.
Who's going? Timmons goes.
Duck Fong is, and he's sneaking, and by that I mean there's a lot of sound. Based on all the rolls, he thinks he's being stealthy, but
How
yeah,
does
he's not.
Timmons is gonna be stealthy. Now that he starts to move out there.
Okay.
He's like, oh yeah, I can hide in the bushes too.
So you guys are now going to try to track somebody down using some stealth, try to get an upper hand on them.
I'm not stealthing. I'm not stealthing.
You're
I'm
just-
walking
you're
out
just
there.
fucking
My
walking.
stealth has an asterisk.
Timmons is coming around the side, trying to flank.
You know, it doesn't really
Don't
seem
worry,
to
Jeb,
matter
I'll sneak up here.
because no matter how far you guys walk out here, you know, you're a half a mile from camp now, and the voice always seems to be from a little farther ahead, and so far you're kind of outpacing this fog, but as you look behind you, Jed, you can see that, you know, it's obscured back to the north. So you know that the fog is going to set in on you any minute. But as you've spent the last 15 minutes or so working your way out here onto the mesa, this voice just keeps, "You're getting closer, you candy asses," and just always seems to stay ahead of you, and you've been unable to catch a glimpse of them or anything. But then everybody give me a notice roll.
Where are you at, you monkey turd?
I just want to see who spots it first.
That was
All right, Jeb, cat's eyes. That makes sense. You're like, wait a minute, that looks like a fire up there. You see a glow, and then you guys walk a little bit further, and Dr. Schultz, you notice it. Timmons, you notice it. You guys can see a fire off in the distance.
It's not our fire, is it? We didn't just walk in circles, right?
Nope. Well, you don't know.
No, I'm
There's
asking the
another
others
fire.
in character.
I don't think so. Our fire was surrounded by fog, while the fog is still behind us. This appears to be another fire. Perhaps this rude man is sitting there having barbecue.
Well, if he is, we're stealing it, and then we're shoving his face in the coals.
Or at least we could do something. Yes, good idea. Let's go investigate further. How far away is the fire?
You know, you see the glow. Jeb sees it first. If he says anything to anybody else or not, he goes, you know, I see there's a fire or something. You guys, where? And you start looking. You walk a little bit further, and the rest of you guys can finally see it. Probably about a half mile up here.
cocksucker.
Cocksuckers!
We can't take this. Let us get even closer.
Yeah, let's see if he can say cocksuckers without any damn teeth.
Well, he would,
That's the
but it would
best-
probably sound like ba 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 ba.
That's the best kind of cocksucker. What are you talking about?
I know, that's kind of why I said it.
You.
Now, Jeb, this is a little hard to do with you because you've got such a wider range of view. So the rest of you guys, I did it this way initially to show you about what you see as you come up on this. Give me just a moment to set this up.
Hey, Brad, does that mean he needs to go pee?
No, it was the other way around. If you, I have to go pee, it means let me set this up.
I know that's why.
Now, you guys can arrange yourself on a map, but basically you're probably a good, you're still quite a ways off, but just off the edge of this map, looking in here on these, looks like 4 people sitting around this fire, and it looks like they're looking back behind them, kind of turning around, and they're looking all over the place.
See anything, Jeb?
I see the fire and 4 people. Can I tell anything else?
Give me just a
Blows
second.
them up now.
What's that,
What was
HG?
that?
So can I blow them up now?
Can we at least identify them first?
I'm guessing that's your template.
Give me
Maybe.
just a second here. Where did he go?
I mean, out of character, I know who they are, but in character, I don't know that yet.
You would recognize the robes. You've seen the robes before. I don't know why you wouldn't recognize them.
Okay, well, I didn't know if we were close enough to discern that or not.
Oh shit. Okay. Give me a notice roll, Jeb, with your cat's eye bonus. Visual notice roll. Okay. So, yeah, HG, you can have at what you want, but we're gonna do this first. We're gonna deal some cards and get this funky show on the road. Did we deal any cards last? I better shuffle this first.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Doc Fang.
Well, I'm going to continue to creep towards them and get ready in case something happens.
Let me start all you guys back here first. Okay. So
Well, I
everybody.
think Jeb would have been up in front of the others because he was kind of taking the lead.
Well, you guys were actually off of this map, so we'll say that with
Got it.
this move, you can position yourself inside, somewhere right around in here. But
Tokens aren't locked.
thank you, they are now. All right, Doc, give me a notice roll.
It is dark, right?
Yes, by now it is dark. Matter of fact, I'm going to advance the time an hour.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to apply the global effect or not.
Yeah, I probably should. That would be, thank you, Venno. I forget that we've got that in.
They're in light, so we can see
They
them.
are. They are. So, yes. They are in light.
Yeah, you would need like more illumination if they're within light. If they're in light,
Right.
Kind of like your Jeb's cat's eye.
Yeah,
eyes.
Doc Fong's gonna get a bit closer, get ready, but not actually do anything. He's gonna wait to see what happens.
Effects, global effects. They are in dim light. Okay, you stealthing your way up there? You gave me a
Yeah, I'll
notice
try to
roll.
be stealthy.
Okay. Give me that stealth roll. You gonna try to hide in this tree or something? This book. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll stick in the shrubs.
All right, so you creep up there and you go on hold. H.G. Willikers.
Boom.
Move to there.
Staggers to there.
He's not being stealthy. He walks right up.
Damn, we had a minus 5.
I'm not really supposed to have the -2 from the dim.
Yeah, so
But we
it
could
would be a
figure out
2.
a better way to do it. We just kind of add it back on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so it'd only be a 2, still not enough.
right.
I
Still not.
rerolled it anyway. But that would make
Alright.
that
That's
That would,
so.
5. So that
Yeah. So you would at least get the quickness on you. You spent the fate chip, so you got the quickness on you. You didn't get the raise.
and then I'm going to use a dark template blast on these guys.
Okay. Did you have them targeted? Oh, that's
It
just a
doesn't matter.
science roll. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't
So.
matter for the cast. That just deals damage to them.
All right. That's those 4.
shit.
Holy shit. All right. So,
Wow. Okay, that was a quick combat.
yeah, you just blew these guys all to fuck. Don't check.
Do we
Don't
see
pass
anything
your
else
turn yet.
in the glow?
Yeah, you see bodies on fire running off in this direction and this direction and this direction and this direction and
Anybody got
falling to
anything
the
about
ground.
being
What?
Mobile torches.
So we can see a little further now.
Yeah, we need little circles around all the corpses now.
Is anybody gonna say anything about being a cocksucker now?
Yeah, who's a cocksucker now, bitches?
All right, so those guys, can you all see the incapacitated on there? Well, you probably
Yeah.
can't see it on the ones that flew off into the. So I'm going to open that up a little bit. That makes sense because they kind of flew out there laying over there on fire.
Toasty.
All right. HG, anything else? I'm gonna leave them there, but you guys just check the tokens before you know go doing something. And all right, you guys hear from this direction. Kill all of them now.
Does it sound like the insulting voice or a different voice?
No, that sounds like a different voice. Doesn't sound like the insulting voice. Uh, and let's see here. All right.
How deep you want to get into it, Marv? It's
We're not going to get it.
3 after.
We're actually going to call it here in just a moment. It is 3 after, and that's the top of the hour for us. So I'm going to move him into place. You guys hear what this guy says to you. He gets that. I've got too many windows open here. Come on, dang it.
Ding dang ding dang it.
Okay. So he can actually go to. And that's where we're going to call it. So you guys hear this voice. Kill them all. And you see a spark, kind of a little flame flare up. Over here in the darkness. And you see a spark and a flame, and that's where we're going to leave it tonight.
He's lighting a cigarette.
And so I'd love to say come back next week, but we won't be here next week. I've got a family thing going on. So We'll be back the week after. But tomorrow night, Drake and I are on DM Venerick's table. Jeb Hexman in
And
our
J-Rob.
game.
And
And
Brad.
J Rob.
And me
And
too.
Brad. Yeah, shit, this everybody but HG. And we are nearing the end of Curse of Strahd. We have been welcomed, invited as dinner guests to Castle Ravenloft. So come check us out right here tomorrow night for DM Venerick doing Curse of Strahd. Saturday night, Rob Tui's channel. Rob was in chat with us earlier. Rob Tui's channel. Drake is doing Descent into Avernus or Avernus, and that starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Tuesday night, back on Drake's channel.
9 p.m. Eastern.
9 p.m. Eastern. Okay, 9 p.m. Eastern. Yes. Anyway, with that,
Sunday,
yeah. Do what?
Sunday on Forgotten Gamers Twitch stream, which is Jankin.
Yeah.
I'll be running Dungeon of the Mad Mage at
That's
1 p.m.
Sunday.
Central.
And that is
Yes.
twitch.tv/Forgotten Gamers.
Yeah, I think it's Forgotten_Gamers with a Z. I think.
Forgotten.
We finally found the second floor.
I need to get a bunch of these
Watch
shortcuts.
us overthink everything.
Let's see who's out there.
We
Who's
finally
out?
found the second floor.
Oh, I need to get
Jingo's the only one.
Jingo. We're gonna go raid him. Jingo the Fool. So yeah, let's do that.
Can we steal their fate chips?
I'm okay with it.
Well, here we go. Raid Jingo the Fool with 3, 4, 5, and the numbers are climbing. So we'll see you tomorrow night right back here at 8 p.m. Eastern for Curse of Strahd. So have a great weekend, everybody. Be safe, be healthy. Tell them bye, folks.
Be happy.
Bye.
folks.
Yeah.
Bye.
Everybody.